Bobby is Greg. Wow, why would I do that voice? That's asinine. Hello out there, YouTube people. I know you're not here yet, but I have to pretend like you are. Don't have any way to get audio. Music playing. I don't have a way to do it. I don't think anyway. No, I don't. Unless I pull an output off another monitor. But I don't have another monitor. Woot woot! Les Funken Gru! Oh, wow, I thought that was some kind of German because I saw Funken, and I thought you were talking about radio operators. Funker wat? What up, Amanda Copeland? First, let it be known that Amanda Copeland was here first. Hello, Mr. Taco. Hello, Django. Hello, Happy Friday, Bubble Wrap Highway. Hello, OBrien 420 extracts. Probably not the kind of extracts you're hoping to make. Ole, says Mr. Johnsipus. Chad Martinell. Hello, Samantha Crouch, Barty Crouch's sister from the Discord. Hello, Samantha, from Patreon. Did you guys know that? Did you know that members of my Patreon get access to our custom, private, patrons-only Discord where you can be my therapist? It's a pretty cool place. Getting crazy. You're on one of my... Oh, Irby Gerbies. I haven't mentioned this, by the way. Irby Gerbies, also from the Patreon Discord. Irby Gerbies, I cannot read your name in our Discord at a glance without seeing edibles. That's what it looks like in my brain sideways. Wow, it's funny. Extract says in that ganja. No. That's so good. That's the common. Extracts is just ganja. Is that what it... I mean, I guess I legally could. I would need the ganja first. Ganja! Come from China. Sorry. I don't want to alienate half the audience here. No. We're going to make some grapefruit extract. We're going to try to extract the bitter components of a grapefruit because I'm not pleased with my ability to do that. Concentrates. No, it's an extraction. I'm extracting. A concentrate, it could be an extract, could be concentrated. The first thing I got to do is top up the old Angostura bitters because this thing sometimes, betwixt you and me, this, because it's open, will accumulate fruit flies. I attribute it to simply extra protein, but it doesn't look good on camera when they come flying out of there. So, you know, occasionally I got to rinse it out. I haven't had to buy Angostura bitters in years because I did a thing with Angostura many years ago, like as a sponsored piece. Actually, I think that content is still on their website with me explaining like the history and use of Angostura bitters. And part of my package was like a shit ton of this. So yeah, and I don't feel like having any beverages today, and I'm having one of my favorite non-alcoholic cocktails in the world, bitters and soda, even better with a twist of lime. Grapefruit extract. This Paloma I've got here could do with that. So that's a great idea. Best episode of last year was Doritos and Dew. We're getting more of that? Yeah, you are. The lab is right over there. We're going to go there in a second. I love the lab. Y'all put Angostura in everything. I agree. Actually, I have to say, Angostura's cocoa bitters on vanilla ice cream is mwah. It is so good. And I wanted to talk about that in the sponsored thing that I did with Angostura, but they wouldn't let me talk about like food uses of Angostura for some reason. Yep, I think that finally I will probably get around to do. Why don't we talk about that? Here's what we're going to do today. I'll answer. Wow, that's crazy. Sorry, I just noticed this. This is my saline solution. Look at how much salt that grew. I think I should probably wash that out too. So I remember you from your customers always wrong. So like, oh, diving light. Welcome back. You must be new here. How do you drink so much and still have a healthy liver? You'd have to ask my doctor. Oh, the answer is that I drink less than you think I do. I don't drink that much at all. In fact, I don't drink much at all. I drink on the show, obviously, but like much like your teachers who didn't live under their desks, I don't live behind this bar. And it looks like I drink a lot, probably because I do. I probably drink more than I think I do. I don't like have a spreadsheet. But in fact, like I'm just a horrible lightweight. So like, like a third of a drink 4 times in a row. And I'm like, ah, guys, this is the how to drink show. I'm going to fall down now. Welcome, Joshua Neville. Will there be any new episodes of Drinks based on video games? Probably, yeah. I think so, Justice. Actually, I hope to do something. I want to revisit this guy right here, Sunset Sarsaparilla. I want to do another round of Sunset a different way. Do you ever add a touch of syrup? Sure, I do. I don't typically, but I've been inclined to. All right, so how much does Greg drink? Less than you think, more than I think. That's what I usually say. I get occasional comments from people. I actually want to do like something on this. I have another channel called Greg from HTD that I never post to. I have a New Year's intention that we don't say resolution anymore for some reason, to maybe do a video there every week. But they're going to have to be much lower effort, as awful as that is to say. They can't be maximum effort videos. They have to be easier for me to make. Are you using Spanish flavors to make some Mexican? All right, I don't know. I can't keep, I'm going to come back and check in on this in a second. So I occasionally get comments from people whom I can only assume are youngsters, and I have reasons why, calling me an alcoholic or internet's drunk or whatever. I mean, I don't push back on that because, like, I am not, you are too, you're not. Like, how am I going to convince, like, whatever. I sometimes worry that they don't know what an alcoholic looks like. I do, because I grew up with one. As a result, I didn't touch alcohol for many, many years because I thought I might have the gene. Turns out I don't. But I do worry that some people don't know what the signs of alcoholism are if they seem to think that I am. I also think that there's a weird stripe of anti-fun in the young men of America and the world, maybe. And I don't like that. That used to be the purview of the incels, but now it seems to have become something of a political movement. And if you were to spend any time reading Umberto Eco's, 13 Signs of Fascism or something like that, you would see that youth movements that are anti-fun are pretty dangerous things. So I'm not a fan of that. If you watch the news daily, it makes you drink too much. Yeah, Angostura soda and pineapple juice. That's a great idea. Anyway, so I think about sometimes doing a video on the other channel about the whole anti-fun thing and me being a little bit nervous about that. You should do a thing with a chef tuber. Yeah, I would love to do more collabs. I don't know if you know, so here's the thing. We can talk YouTube. Let's talk YouTube, and in a second I want to get to the lab. Although it's easier for me to talk to you over here because the screen that I have the chat on over there is small. It's hard to read. Perfect Moscow Mule. So my wife's a Moscow Mule fan, and the answer, perfect. Super duper simple. It is 2 ounces of vodka. It is half an ounce to an ounce of lime juice, and ice, and ginger beer to taste. They're not that. They're very. It's a ginger beer highball with vodka in it. That's all it is. It's an ad campaign from the 60s. It starred Woody Allen, designed to sell Smirnoff and copper mugs. So it's not worth overthinking, to be honest. And she likes them. That's what's important there. Any media shows you've been watching? My wife and I have been attempting, like our nightly watch lately has been The X-Files, but we're now up to season 8, and Mulder is off the show and replaced by the T-1000, and I don't know if I can handle this anymore. I think I'm burned out on the X-Files at this point. What can you do with Mr. Black Coffee Liqueur? Well, any of the cocktails that I've made, and hey, what a great opportunity it is for me. It's not anti-fun, it's highly regulated fun, which makes it the other thing. Fascism. I don't know. This is an opportunity for me to, well, that's my actual, hold on. To talk about the How to Drink app, this thing that I made that members of my patrons get. A lot of people are, I have to plug, I'm here to make money. A lot of people are using my channel, it turns out, which is a huge honor. Honestly, I don't even know how to process this, as their personal cocktail guide. It's where they look up, I'm making a drink, how do I make that drink? They go to the YouTube channel. That sucks. So I brute forced myself into learning a little bit of Python and Java. And I made the HTD app. I had an assistant programmer named Mr. Gipiti. He was very helpful when he wasn't hallucinating. But you'll notice that there are all the drinks here, although that's actually filtered right now, and that's actually pretty cool. All of the drinks from the show, Drinks. Clear all filters. Thank you. All of the drinks are in here. Some of the information is not really phenomenal yet. Meredith and I are still kind of data refining that. That's a show that I'm waiting to come back, by the way. Severance, really good. Somebody was asking about shows I'm watching. So they're all in here. I built a parser, actually, that rips information from my YouTube API to ingest them. So they're good. As Meredith and I refine them, the information is getting better. It is pretty complete. It is also a complete archive of every episode of How to Drink. You can search the app by a number of criteria. Obviously, scrolling is useless. Like, you can go to media adapted from and pick out the stuff I made for Harry Potter, for example. And actually, I don't know what I just did to my phone. Preparation method, ingredients, there's tags. You can actually, and this is something I'm doing an episode on coming up. We're going to do an episode, actually shooting it Monday, called Hard Drinks for Hard Times. And I'm going to make it simply by sorting by alcohol by volume, descending, and making the strongest drinks I've ever made on the show. The app is a web app, so don't go to the App Store for it. It's just at htdapp.com. Go to htdapp.com, and if you're a member of my Patreon, you'll have access. And if not, you'll get access by joining my Patreon. Patreon is the thing that makes this possible anymore. YouTube revenue has become exceedingly unreliable. The show can only continue to survive through Patreon. There's no way to do this as a hobby. It has to be a full-time job. It takes me 60 hours a week, plus Meredith working 40 or 60 hours a week, plus freelancers sometimes. Although I unfortunately, because of the YouTube revenue, I had to get rid of those freelancers. Only just now am I ramping back into freelancers territory, thank God. I've been killing myself. And so we've really been, I was racking my brains trying to figure out how to make Patreon more valuable. And the app was a big answer. So you get the app through Patreon. And the main thing that you can do with it, though, and I forgot about this, is that you can tag a drink as like one of your favorites. For example, if I wanted to make Buzz Button Foam, which is really a recipe and not a drink, it just wound up in there, I can add to Keeper. I don't know why I called it the Keeper, but I did. And now it's in my favorites. And if I go back to drinks, I'm trying to do this at the same time as you, and I go all, now switch that to faves, it'll only show the drinks that I have tagged as my favorites. And so then you can keep your 10 or 20 or 15 drinks in your pocket so that when you're standing at your bar, you can look up the drinks you'd like to make a lot. Anyway, there's a link in the description of this live stream to my Patreon. And there's if you go to htdapp.com, it'll prompt you to join the Patreon. And if you want to, there are other, I'm almost done pitching Patreon. I'm so sorry. I hate sales. I hate it. It has become my life. That is how it goes. Young people, what you hate, you will become. The stream's not frozen. I'm just letting it sink in. Now, so anyway, you'll get access to our private Discord server, which is super, super duper popular. Pre-recorded my ass, Mystic Hobbies. Up yours. YouTube's great, actually. I think YouTube is probably the best platform for creators. I really do. I've been on the other ones. YouTube is where it's at. We can talk about that if you want. It's a long thing. I am very Jersey. I love the casual F-bombs, fucks of Jersey. There was a guy I was talking to yesterday at my kid's bus stop, and I didn't know this guy at all. I didn't know this guy from Adam. And we're just talking about the weather. And he doesn't even think, I think in other parts of the country this would be uncouth, but he's just like, hey, it's fucking cold out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Holy fucking shit. I was trying to play golf the other day, and fuck it. And it's just like, what ice maker do you use? I don't use an ice maker. I have a guy who makes ice for me. And they use a Klein Bell, which makes 300-pound blocks of ice, and then they cut it with a bandsaw. I go through too much ice on the show. I don't have time to be making the amount of ice I use. I would be very limited in episodes. Every episode would end when I go, I'm out of my 5 ice cubes. Yeah, I have to buy ice professionally. Pebble Maker or Lewis bag? Great question. Both are great. I think both are fantastic. Whatever you prefer. Lewis bags, in my opinion, I keep going through them because I have a tendency, rather than wash them, I throw them back into the freezer because that way they're always ready to go, except then they get brittle, and when I pound them, they break, so I constantly have to use them. I don't have it on hand. I don't know where I put it down. I actually bought this retro style like ice cranker thing. They're cheap. It was like 20 bucks. Oh, there it is. Hang on. I'm off camera, bad show. Oh God, here he comes. I kind of like this thing. It has a hopper that like suction cups with a lever to the table you're using, and then you can crank it one way for fine and one way for coarse. It's just got these nasty teeth in there. It does a pretty good job. But I will say this, if you're not like making super dense crystal clear ice, why are you using it? Why are you worried about how to crush your ice? Just use the crushed ice from the fridge door if you have such a thing. That's fine. Jerry Lewis, my Clavin, lady. So anyway, you get access to private Discord. Right. Patreon. We're done with Patreon. We've beaten that horse to death. Suction cups, yeah, it's got like a rubber base with a lever, and when you pull the lever, the base does this. So it actually does a really good job holding down to the ground with suction. Any drinks you don't touch after the holidays? I don't know what that means. Chartreuse is impossible to get in your area. Substitution recommendations. Darcy O'Neill, Art of Drink, who is like a patron saint of my channel anymore. I owe so much of the upcoming content and things I'm doing to him. I think he did a video recently on homemade chartreuse, and other people have done that as well. I have actually not checked them out. I kind of still have some chartreuse, so I haven't sweat that yet, but I probably should. I got a chartreuse guy. Greg is having an episode on this. I'm having an episode. That's funny. The French love Jerry Lewis. That's true. I also drink a lot of coffee. Or I mean, that's a drink for Christmas only. So Uncle Gamer, right? That's a great question. So no, wassail. I mean, like I'm not going to do a mulled wine normally. I'm not going to make wassail normally. Christmas beers are for Christmas only. Eggnog. I only make eggnog at Christmas. But excuse me. I burp a lot. The show has like the benefit of editing. You don't. Is upgrading to a bottomless portafilter worth it for espresso if you've even tried? No, I'm not the guy. You got to talk to James Hoffman about that. How do you make a mint extract? Mint is unextractable. I mean, you could try. I don't know how. I just buy it because mint, I don't know what it is, but you can't. I can't. Maybe with alcohol, maybe with ethanol I could. But I find that with a syrup extract, a sugar extract, I cannot get the parts of the mint out that make the mint minty. It doesn't work. Is there any particular reason against the mulled wine I made a syrup that was pretty awesome? I don't know. No real reason. Mulled wine is glog and gluen? Yes, exactly. Would you like a drink to try? Not at the moment. I'm not drinking today because I don't feel like drinking. Steam distillation for mint. I don't even know how to do that. We're off the rails. This is always off the rails. Why is, I was talking to you, I mean, I don't want to get too much into the weeds here, but we're going to go to the lab. Yeah, but YouTube, somebody was saying, YouTube, fuck YouTube. No way, man. YouTube's great. YouTube has been my lifeblood, and I have no complaints about YouTube, really. I kind of wish there was a little bit more clarity there, but they don't do this thing that some people seem to think that they do, where YouTube is suppressing my content or picking winners and users. It's not really how it works. It's straight pure capitalism. It is about what advertisers are spending money and what they aren't, and what people are watching and what they aren't, and that's it. I have to do the do wine. I haven't done that. I used to do the Twitch streaming because I thought I was diversifying, but frankly, YouTube is where my audience is. So have I ever been given beer making kits? How bad are they? No, I've never really done that. Oh, thank you, Matthew Siegler, very, very much. I'll see you in the Discord, unless you're not a Discord user. But yeah, and so with like some creating platforms like TikTok and Instagram, they pay their creators out of their pocket. So they have, it's called a creator fund in the industry, and it comes from the marketing department, and its job is to bring people to create content over. It's a marketing device for the platform. And they can decide at a whim how much they're paying, how much they're not paying. They can change those terms kind of at will. It is not tied to really the profitability of your content, yada, yada. That kind of sucks. I don't love that. It's a black box. Like, you're kind of like working for bounties at that point. What kind of spots to find antique glassware? I live in a little antique haven and can't find a good Nick and Nora. Well, Nick and Nora's are, this is a tricky thing. They're not going to be found that easy. There are Nick and Nora glasses are super duper antique, And then they kind of fell out of vogue in favor of martini glasses for a really long time. And as a result of that, like I think there's a big gulf in the 20th century where Nick and Nora's are not around. And by the way, thank you so much, Frank, for the $5. So I think your best bet is to not worry about hunting for antique Nick and Nora's. I think you're gonna have a hard time. Do I have any cocktail heroes or mixologists? Absolutely, absolutely. Fucking Dale DeGroff, Toby Chichi, I can't pronounce his name. I've drawn a blank right now. Why can't I think of Dave Arnold? Of course. Dave Wondrich, of course. That's a good list right there. And Anders. Honestly, it's pretty remarkable that YouTube kept the money hose for creators on after all these years. So that's the thing. It's honestly remarkable. This is the misconception, Ian Thompson. It is remarkable that YouTube kept the money hose for creators after all these years. That's the part I want to address. YouTube does not get to keep the money hose for creators turned on or off. YouTube is a profit-sharing agreement. It's communal in a lot of ways. Twitch is the same way. Instagram, TikTok, whatever, they pay creators. The CEO or whatever, the CFO goes to marketing and says, we're going to give you $10 million, divvy it up however you want to bring people to the platform. And marketing says, well, we'll do ads. We'll do some research on retention science. We'll put out some money to creators to bring them and keep them to the platform, right? Like it's arbitrary. On YouTube, because YouTube is a really bona fide, it's AdSense, it's an ad platform. When you become a partner, a actual partner, and the same is true for Twitch, you get a contract. You get like a 20-page contract that breaks down exactly what percentage of the revenues are yours. And you and YouTube split them. And it's a pretty fair split, okay? There is way less money to go around on TikTok, absolutely. And I don't know about the Honey browser add-on scam, no. But I have refused Honey a couple of times as a sponsor, just because it always seemed like a shitty thing. So have you ever considered bringing people in on a podcast or drinking? You got that catchy voice. Yeah, it's a bitch to do. I would love to have guests. Collabs and guests are such a hard thing. Like literally coordinating like guests is hard. It's a real job, and it creates hardship in my production cycle. Additionally, I don't live in like a major market. I'm not in New York City or LA, so I'm a tricky place to get to. But I do love having guests. It's just a job. I used to listen to Dungeons and Daddies. I don't really do any podcast stuff in a while. I want to talk to Matt about doing more stuff together as well, Matt Coville. I don't have a lot of time to consume podcasts anymore. I don't commute. I used to commute. I used to have a day job. So Greg lives in Margaritaville. I wish. You can always do video calls. You can, and I've done that. It's a little bit, it's weird because I have drinks, you know. So like to the extent that I've done that, I did it with like, I want to try and send people the drinks. Is butter popcorn extract possible? I don't know about an extract, but I mean, you can buy it as a flavoring. What was your day job, John Prager? I was an editor. I edited social media content. I edited documentaries. I edited some television. I did TV commercials. I was an editor. If you ever got to see, I mean, probably the highest profile thing I ever cut were these promos for Masterclass. Not all of them. I did like 5, maybe 6 of them. I can't remember. You put butter popcorn in a sock slit extractor. It's a fun idea. I think it would just literally, it would melt. It would just immediately melt. And I think that you like think about the weight of popcorn, like 100 grams or 200 grams of popped buttered popcorn would be huge. And then I don't know. That's your most hyped thing this year, 2025. It's probably Superman. Oh, I don't know what I missed that. As I was saying, you were talking about guests. Do you know Grant O'Brien? Do I know Grant O'Brien? I think Grant O'Brien is a member of Critical Role, but no, I don't know Grant O'Brien. But if that's the Grant O'Brien I'm thinking of, he does a Between the Sheets thing with drinks on Critical Role. Am I mistaken? Do I have a favorite sip and spirit? I don't really sip too many spirits anymore, honestly. Dropout. Grant O'Brien's on Dropout. My bad. Sorry. Damn, I should know that. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Liam O'Brien. I am. Fucking O'Briens everywhere. I'm drinking bitters and soda. All right. So we did talk about what YouTube's about. I pitched my Patreon. I'll be doing it again. You gotta make the money. You gotta live. Were you ever a fan of the show Three Sheets? I don't remember the show Three Sheets. I did like Dave Attell's Up All Night or whatever it was. After Hours, whatever. I loved that show. He's the cocktail guy of Dropout. The Mighty Cutie wants me to know at full volume. He's the cocktail guy. He's the guy. Good to know. Show me the money. You convinced me to get a drink made for my husband, and we've had a lot of fun with it. Oh, that's awesome. That's really wonderful. Insomniac, thank you. I was into Magic the Gathering. Actually, me and my daughter have been playing a little bit of Magic the Gathering. You said X-Files, but what else are you binging? Why would there have to be something else? I don't have time for that. X-Files is what we watch while we're falling asleep. That's it. That's all there is. I would love to be a guest on Dirty Laundry with Grant or anything on Dropout. I would love to be. Invite me. I'd like to be on there. Zach Lamprey. No, I don't know that. I don't know what that is. What bartender courses are legit? I don't know. No. Am I on Blue Sky? No. What's your favorite X-Files episode? Ooh. Oh, man. Can you ask me again in like 20 minutes if you're still here? Because I can't think right now. I got a drink mate with your affiliate. Thank you. How much bitters in the bitters and soda? 2 dashes, not much. Favorite character? Oh, that's easy. It's Skinner. I can't get enough Skinner on the X-Files. I fucking love Skinner. The more Skinner, the better. At least, especially in the early seasons, because the stuff that would come out of his mouth was always insane. Absolutely insane. So, and I had to read about it because I was dying. He like, I guess he had auditioned like 8 times for some different roles on the show. And he was just like, he finally came back. He got called back again. And he was so furious that they were just like just fucking decide. And he came in and he just did this audition super angry. And as a result, he's always angry on the show. That's just like, they were like, that's it, man. That's what we want. So the only emotion he can express is anger. And it's just fucking hilarious to me. I love him. You're a patron of whose? Grant O'Brien? Mighty Cutie? That's so nice of him to say. Oh. Would you rather multigram group on Avid or Premiere Pro? Premiere Pro, because I never learned Avid. Would you consider doing an episode on the D&D cocktail book, Punchins and Flagons? Maybe. I have to get a copy. Do you believe in the Buffalo Bills from the smoking event? No. Favorite movie? Dinner in America. I don't know. Do I have anything made by a blacksmith? I do, actually. I was just looking at it the other day. Way early on in the show, I had a blacksmith make some loggerheads for doing hot cocktails in the 1700s style. I would get a friend and change their sound setting to X-Files sound. That's great. I wish the hell, yeah, the irons, exactly. And anyway, I don't want to get into that. I used to blacksmith a little bit. Do you ever treat the iron? No. Why would you treat it? The whole point is to have it not be treated, I think. I don't know. I wish I could get some music into this, but I'm not wired up to do that right now. Live is just chatting with Greg and no lab. All right, well, let's go to the fucking lab. Jesus Christ. You're gonna be such a hot ass. Would you ever consider doing a classic cocktail about the ransom Old Tom Gin Martinez? Let's talk about that. All right, here we go. I'm on camera 2 now. Here we go. Boop, boop. I'm over here. I'm coming over there. Here I go. Oh, I'm walking in front of the camera because I forgot my tools. I gotta have my tools. Gotta have them. Forgot them. Try not to cut yourself with this knife. I'm off camera. It's a good show. High quality. This is what happens when you host, produce, and switch all on your own. Sometimes you're off camera. Now I'm back. Here he is. Oh. Hi, guys. Holy shit, is chat small. I can't read that. Fucking A. Good thing I have it over here. What's buzzing? Oh, I never turned this off? That's hilarious. I can't read that. That's like, what is that? Christ. Let's just pop this sucker up. It's not great for the show, but pop out, pop out. You gotta give me a second, gang. I can't keep up with you. Lab background is awesome. Thank you. I put some work into this. All right, well, this is a bit of a mess. Bigger chat! Do an illegal action on your computer. Mulder's woo from Jose Chung's from Outer Space. Jose Chung from Outer Space is a great one. Do we need music? Sets up Tin Pan Alley Band. What's your plan for extracts today? Grapefruits. Grapefruits and pomelos. Let me put this out of the way because it's a little bit, I don't need all of this right now. I hope I don't break any glassware. Was my whole ass on display just now? Might have been. A little something for you. Why so dark? Because it's real cyberpunky over here. Also because I forgot to turn on some lights. I'm on the ground. There you go. Is that a little better? I don't know. Yep, I know. I made it bigger. The thing that's on the teleprompter over here, I have to control from the other computer, and I probably should. Oh, you know what I can do? Hold on. This is insane. I can remote desktop. What if you freeze-dried the extract into a powder? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? What's the benefit of that? Office, iMac, and what? Screen share. Any new additions to the lab? I don't think so. Okay. And then, how do I, go to that display, and then hit boop, boop, boop. No, you don't want to boop. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. Now we go. Now I can see it. That was cool. And I keep it here too, just so I have a backup. Have you ever thought of making any star? I don't have the supermassive black hole core to do that. Stardew Valley drinks. I haven't thought about it, but that's a pretty popular game. Maybe I should. All right. Bro's got them heat lamps like the bus stop. Are you talking about that, or are you talking about these? I don't know what that means. This is like a hanging light that I got that I don't know. I thought it would give it a cool like cyberpunky vibe or something. Polar solution possible. I don't know. My favorite video game is obviously always going to be Fallout. First set of bottles. New Amsterdam vodka, New Amsterdam gin, Jose Cuervo, Bacardi with white rum. That's a good set. That's perfect. Good haul, absolutely. I don't know about the Seagram 7 is going to kind of, that's the one place I would have splurged. Greg is the bar. Oh, when does the podcast start again? I don't know. It's up to Meredith, really. We kind of went down for the holidays for a few reasons. So, oh, this is dirty. Trying to make some room, trying to make some room. That's clean. I don't know what the results here are going to be. I really don't. I'm very excited for the new season of Fallout. Absolutely. We're not getting drunk today, Michael Coleman. We're doing work. This is a white grapefruit. Did I only get white grapefruits? Florida white, white, white. I got white and then these green pomelo. So maybe I'll do those separately. Basically, right now, I've got to peel these suckers. Exciting as that sounds. Do I think there's a big difference between how aquafaba and egg white taste in a drink? Nah, I don't. I did an episode on that, actually. I should probably speak up. I did an episode. Okay, this is exactly kind of what I wanted. See how we got pith mainly over here and peel over here? I actually kind of want to do those as separate extractions. I know, it sounds crazy. And this is cutting just right. Because what I'm really trying to do, and I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm just kind of desperate. I'm really just trying to get the bitter parts of grapefruit. The thing that makes a grapefruit bitter is this stuff called naringin. And I bought a bunch of naringin, but it turns out it's extremely non-soluble, which makes it pretty hard to work with. And I don't know why. The answer is that no, it shouldn't make any difference. But maybe somehow doing my own extraction will yield results that I didn't expect. Because what I'm trying to do is recreate Beverly. You guys know what Beverly is, the soda? Are shelf-stable extracts generally correct? Are shelf-stable extracts generally correct? No, we're not doing an oleosaccharum because we're going to do an extract. We're going to make an extract with ethanol. It's just a different thing. And I guess I'm going to make a couple of them. Now then the question is, should I mix the pits from all of my fruit? And I think the answer is yes. I think I might see how much peel I get from all these guys and then keep them separate. And I think I might put all the pits from the green and the white guys together because I bet they're about the same. The peels, I think, would probably have different results. Excuse me. Illegal brominated vegetable oil to blend that orange in. Huh, I don't know what that is. Do I have a good recipe for falernum? No, actually, I don't. And maybe it's something I should do because for many years I've just used velvet falernum and been fine with it. But then, because of an episode I did recreating the drinks from Trader Sam's at Disney, I needed to buy B.G. Reynolds falernum, and I'm in love with that stuff. But it's nothing like the velvet falernum, and I'd love to be able to make my own. But to some extent, like, they do a good job. I might just stick with theirs. Yes, Beverly Durbekins. I desperately want to make Beverly. I want to make Beverly, or actually Gregerly is what I'm calling it, my own version of it, because you can't buy Beverly anywhere. I'm losing so much oil as I do this. I can just see it flying around in the air. It's not really a big deal because I don't think that the oils are really useful anyway. They're going to be mostly terpenes that aren't soluble. A lot of alpha-pinene. I'm looking for other stuff in here. So, whatever. This is a nightmare. It does smell great. Yeah, so I want to make Beverly. What is the stuff you're making generally used for? Well, in this case, I'm making Beverly. So Beverly is a bitter, non-alcoholic aperitif soft drink. If you've had it, you had it at either Epcot Center or possibly the World of Coke in Atlanta. It is a Coca-Cola product that was created for the Italian market in 1969, but was removed entirely from the market in 2009. However, I have tried. I've never found a single person who has any recollection of ever buying Beverly. I think it was never for sale anywhere outside of like the 60s. I think it's just been, it's nowhere. I wanted to get some. You can't get it, so I'm going to make my own. We're going to call it Gregerly, and it gets better because I'm going to sell it to you. That's right. As I venture into doing some soft drink stuff on the show, and I am, we're going to do more and more stuff here in the lab, the soft drinks that I make, you will be able to, in that episode, click the link below or go to drinksoda.com, the website that I bought, and you'll be able to order those sodas, which is going to be fun. They're going to be done as what you might call drops, or pre-sales. So I think we need to I think we need like 500 orders of Gregerly before I can make any. So you'll sign up like a Kickstarter or whatever. When we hit our threshold, we'll run the batch and you'll get your soda. Is that cool? I think it's cool. And hopefully we can do all kinds of fun stuff with that. I will take your money. So, and why Beverly? Well, I think it's delicious, first off. I think that the reason you didn't like it if you had it is because it was next to like 8 or 12 other Coke products that were all super duper sweet. I also think you were young. I also think you were at, like theme park, and it caught you off guard. But if I said, here's Beverly, it's a non-alcoholic version of a Negroni, and you sat down with it over the ice, you'd be like, damn, this is pretty good. And you would, actually. And with an increased interest in non-alcoholic cocktails and my own interest in soft drinks, I think something like Beverly, it belongs in the market. I hate the canned non-alcoholic cocktails that are out there because they're fucking ripoffs. They're so expensive. It's insane. They are soda. They're soda. That's what they are. Maybe they're made with different ingredients, but I think it's all marketing hype. I don't know. I think shipping to Canada is going to be very hard for me. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm like sliding this back and forth, and I just noticed if I pull and rip, I get a lot of oil flying off. I don't necessarily want to do that, but if I do this back and forth, the oil seems to be staying more in the peel. Shipping to Canada through customs is like a super duper nightmare. My third-party logistics partner has told me, so I don't think we'll be able to do that. I haven't found a premix that's worth my money yet. Okay, good to know. I don't know what you're talking about, sorry. Maybe for falernum. I haven't really played around with the premixes, and I'm pretty impressed by the BG Reynolds, that's all. Do you ever think you'll update the old Perca-Colas for DrinkMate? Well, actually doing the Perca-Colas again, or some of them again, as non-alcoholic actual soft drinks, yes, that's on my list to do. And I would love to actually get a partnership with them, but I don't think that they're going to be interested. But maybe if, like, you know, drink soda takes off and I'm doing soft drink content and it's like a hot thing, I'll be able to get video games to actually do like tie-ins with me. That would be cool. I don't know why Jones Soda should be entitled to that money. As a non-alcoholic drinker, I never buy those. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they're such ripoffs. I was born and raised in New Jersey. Can't you tell? Is Beverly like an... Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a non-alcoholic aperitivo. I've done so much research on this, and there's not a lot of information out there. The most popular non-alcoholic aperitivo in Italy is this stuff called Crodino. And I think I have some in my fridge right there. Or no, it's down in the basement. And it hit the market in '65. Beverly hit the market in '69. I think Beverly was Coke's response to the popularity of Crodino. And in truth, in my testing, they're comparable. They are not the same. Beverly has an outrageously pungent front note. And I think it's, mostly I think it's, it reminds me of bubblegum. And I've been banging my head against the wall with chemicals, compounds, and extracts, desperately trying to figure out how to reproduce this flavor and failing. I can get the bitterness pretty on the money, but I can't get this other note. And so I just ordered a bunch of new stuff to try and get me closer to it. So hopefully that'll work. All right. I hope you guys all had a great holiday, by the way. I just realized I didn't wish you all a happy holiday. You need 500 orders to make regularly work. How much is in one order? I want to sell them as 12 packs. So I was looking at Jones Soda's online sales and also Boylan's Soda's online sales, both of which are kind of craftish sodas. You know, they're not Coke. And they were selling for approximately $50 a 12-pack, which when that comes out of my mouth, that sounds like a lot, but it's, I don't know, man. I think that's pretty normal at this point. I think that's just where the dollar is worth. And just like the cost of things. When I did my profit calculations, that's about what I'm targeting. Also, if you go to like other online soda sellers like Soda Pop Stop and stuff like that, they sell for, I think, $3.50 a bottle. That's in that same range as well. So I just kind of think that that's probably where it's going to land. Would you sell Gregory as a syrup for people with a drink mate? Not right away. Maybe down the road. I don't know. The thing is that there's got to be interest, right? Like it's all going to be $50 with shipping. I don't know. I have to run those numbers again. It's unfortunately, some of these things I can't actually get solid answers on until we get into production. Like until I have a recipe worked out, until I, until we actually have weights and measures to be figuring out with. So I don't know yet. Don't worry about shipping. I'll just drive to your place and get them. Don't do that, please. Please don't know where I live. New Jersey is close enough. And right now I've got a co-packer that can do 12-ounce glass bottles. And I would like to find a co-packer that'll work with cans as well. What happens if you have unexpected unexpected massive interest. Well, that's the nice thing, is that we can do that. That's great. That just means that it's a hit and we can keep making it. And like at some point, maybe instead of doing it as a drop, you know, we just start keeping it in stock, you know. I hope I have unexpected massive interest. Have you ever listened to the Criminalia podcast? No, I haven't. Sorry. I don't really listen to a lot of podcasts, or any. How's the Jersey Devil these days? Oh, he's still deviling it up. Would you ever stream this kind of stuff on Twitch too? I have done so many times. I have a Twitch account, in fact. My current hardware configuration makes co-streaming impossible, because this is coming out of a A10 Mini Pro ISO. Unfortunately, because of the move, which is generally speaking a great thing, the computer that has the 8 HDMI inputs on it is far enough away now in my office that I can't route my stream through it anymore. Let's see how much we have here in weight. What do I have that I can like sit these in or on? I guess I can just do this, as lame as this is going to look. Oh, wait, let's make sure we're even calibrated, right? Here's my 200 grams. Yes, that's very good. Will these soft drinks have to go by the FDA? No, they don't, actually, as far as I know. Huh. Wow. Okay. Well, this is like a lot more weight than I was expecting to find. There's a lot. Let's do... I don't know what I'm going to get out of this, but we're going to do 200 grams. $157. That's it. It's over there. All right, so that's 160. I just need to like stash that somewhere. And then I need what? Another 40. 32, 35, 40. Okay. Sorry if I haven't kept up with chat. I'm currently making Darcy's ginger extract. Would you recommend sterilizing the jar I stored in? I mean, it's never a bad like, why? Is it going to be labor intensive for you to rinse it out in ethanol? Or to like put it in boiling water? I don't know. Like it shouldn't, I don't, frankly. Like extracts are sterile to begin with. But I mean, it wouldn't kill you. It wouldn't kill you. It's not a big deal. Question as an ignorant Brit. I've been offered to go to conferences in Fort Worth, Texas. Never been. Are the only cities close by that people recommended? Are there any cities close by? How can you keep the remaining peels? I mean, I can make an oleo with them or something, and maybe I will. It's a great question. I don't know. I don't really have a plan for them. I didn't expect this to be so light, or heavy, rather. All right. This is called the dropping funnel. We're going to set it up. Are you making grapefruit bitters? Kind of, actually, yeah. I'm trying to extract some of the bitter stuff from grapefruit for the making of a non-alcoholic soda, an aperitif. I put a cure in there. There we go. I'm sorry. I'm just putting a cotton wad in there. And now a scoop of sand. And yes, I learned all this from Darcy O'Neill, and you should too. And I've figured out that I don't want too much sand in there either. And now and then you close the step kick. At what point does an extract become a bitter? When it has bittering agents. Bittering agents are the things that make bitter. Bitter is a specific thing, like salt, you know, like, there's a bottle of ethanol. I'm losing my mind now. There we go. So, oh, there's one. Bitter is a specific thing, like salt or sweet or sour. Those are all specific things that your tongue can receive. Those are real, that you learned those things in grade school. Your taste buds. The location isn't, but I don't know why I don't recall ever thinking that those locations that they had on that little map mattered. But at any rate, some people think that the taste buds aren't real, but they're real. And bitter is one of them. So for it to be bitters, it better have some bitters in it. It better have actual bittering agents in it. What am I doing? That's my opinion. I think that's a fact. The Mighty Cutie. I've watched so many drinking videos, but I've never seen a shrub used in a cocktail, popular or not. Are they an antiquated trend or something? No, I just haven't gotten around to it. But you know who would do shrub stuff is, my phone is buzzing off the hook in my pocket here. Townsend's. I think he's done some shrubs. Okay. So I've never done this particular setup before. I think what I want to do actually is kind of chop this sucker, these guys up. I don't think I want them whole like this, but I also don't think we need to like be super precious about this. Should I just put them in a food processor? I mean, I don't want to do that because then they're going to turn into a wet paste, and that would be a problem. So I'm just going to chop them up. God, this is time consuming. Already I'm bored. Christ. A little shred there. And also, by the way, thank you again for the super chat. Super chats are always welcome, as is members of my Patreon. You should sign up for the Patreon by clicking in the description below or going to htdapp.com. You'll get access to the HTD app. You see, some of us don't even know what a shrub is. That's fair. A shrub is, I should have a real kitchen knife instead of this little guy. A shrub is like a flavored vinegar, if I'm not mistaken. I've never really played with them either, to be honest. It was a means of preserving certain fruits in a time before refrigeration. In a land before time. Can we do this quicker, Greg? Is there like a faster way that I can do this? Is there a faster way? This is too meditative. I don't want to meditate. I want to keep going. How much is the Patreon? It's $5 a month for that access. And I know some people are going to be like, Greg, that's a lot of money. Apps are cheap. Well, not the one I made. Sorry. You know, the Patreon is a thing into itself. The app is not the only reward that is in there. It's just part of the package. But the pins, yes. The pins, those are at $10 a month, actually. Stack the peels instead of one by one, please. This is a good idea. You got it. I should stack them. That's kind of what I've been starting to do here. They're just sort of like very irregular, so stacking them is not so easy, but you're absolutely right. I should be doing many at a time. Well, thank you. Yes, there's many reasons to be a patron. The app is just one of many. Whew! Does it smell like grapefruit in here? Stack them and roll them. Do you see yourself selling the app separately for a one-time purchase? Not right now, not in its current form. I could imagine there being apps that would be for sale. So the thing is that like selling the app, like what, on the App Store. First off, I have to learn an entirely different kind of programming to do that. Secondly, you know, as much as I hate to say this about myself, it only has limited appeal. Something in the App Store should be appealing to every person on the earth, in my opinion, or damn near it. And my app is really only going to be appealing to people who are fans of my show. And Patreon is where I would like those people to be. Joe Barron, do not do this. I'm building a cocktail that's a mix of Everclear, grapefruit juice, activated charcoal, and espresso. I call it the Wallop. It works best when you're medicated. Yeah, don't do that. I cannot endorse that drink. You're like breaking at least 3 cocktail rules there, because we no longer do the activated charcoal thing. And grapefruit is kind of dangerous as well. You got to give warnings, because both of those things will totally negate whatever medications you're on when you put them together. So if you're like on statins, for example, you could just call that drink the instant heart attack. I can't, don't do that. Do not do cocktails with Kias. I don't know what that is. I kind of know it is. I was trying to find some Jamaican style rum like Smith & Cross, only found Plantation Jamaican. Is that a good Jamaican? Sure, I think it's fine. Also depends on Patreon authentication. You have to have a totally different user account system. I do have wait, I don't understand now. Oh, you're talking about having a different user authentication system for people who are not members of the Patreon? Yeah, you're absolutely right. The Discord community is awesome in itself. People are super helpful and always positive. App is a bonus. Thank you. That was kind of what I was going for. I wouldn't expect grapefruit peels to be quite this like labor intensive to cut up. I'm kind of shocked. Oh, my phone's not buzzing off the hook. It's the stupid door thing. It's sensing motion. I hate that thing. I needed a doorbell, and they all have cameras now, so that's what I wound up with. But a few bucks so I can buy a slap chop. So you can buy a slap chop. Thank you. That would be pretty handy. Kombucha, but made by fermenting vegetables. Huh. Like which vegetables? Any vegetable? Like a kale kvass? A bigger knife would be better. Yeah, and it's in the kitchen. My kitchen knife would be correct. Absolutely. Interesting. So this is why I was chopping it. I was hoping to get it a little bit more packed in there, but we'll see. Could you use the extract you were making to make a super juice? Yeah, maybe. I would love to do different, I would love to, like Darcy did a video on better super juice. I need to watch it. I haven't yet, honestly. I'm very bad at consuming YouTube content because it's just not part of my day. Usually making it. But one of the things about you like editing as like a big chunk of my job is that I don't get to watch video because you need your ears. Ah! Caught a little fingernail there, Greg. Fermented rye bread juice. Well, apparently it's fermented vegetables. You found out. No, I don't know. Okay, there we go. This is 250. We need 200 mils. You're clean. That, like, let's find out what's in here by smelling it thing is only acceptable in a food lab. You don't see Nile Red doing that kind of shit. Made from dark bread. Isn't gonna... Okay, well, I guess other people know more. You don't like that name. What name? I missed it. Has anyone ever tried making super juice from non-citrus juice, like watermelon, pineapple, or strawberry? No. But what are we trying to make here? Like when we say super juice, what is it that you think super juice is? Okay, about 200 mils. Because super juice is artificial lime juice or lemon juice, whatever. Like that's what it is. It's. I lost the cap. Oh wait, I have the cap from the empty bottle. Greetings from the Far East. Greetings, Darren Zoo. Greetings. Hopefully, oh, I think we're good. A lot of air in there, but I bet I can compress it down. I kind of want to try and keep all the bitters, the stuff, under the wash line of the ethanol. That's why I was chopping it up. That's good enough. And I bet these are going to shrink a lot as they infuse. So now I just basically leave that over 24 hours and then we'll drain it off. I guess it would be more just acid-adjusted juice than traditional super juice. Why is Everclear legal? Why isn't it? Why would it be illegal? Is there an issue with the lack of flavor in fruit peels too? Yeah, exactly. I had to take a call, missed some chat. Did he explain what fruit and alcohol he's using? Ethanol, and what if you put a vacuum to it? Put a vacuum to what? I missed that. Super juice uses acid and essential oils from the peels of whatever citrus you're juicing. So it wouldn't work with non-acidic fruit, right? Yeah, basically, that's correct. I don't even understand, like, that's what I'm getting at. Is like, what are we trying to achieve here with super watermelon juice? At the end of the day, what super juice really is artificial juice, or kind of sort of synthetic juice. I mean, if you think about, well, what's in a lime chemically, a lot of it's water. It's water, it's terpenes and the peel. Like the flavor of the lime actually is mostly in the peel. It's essential oils that are in the peel, and citric acid and malic acid, and also a couple of other acids that don't really contribute much to the flavor, which is why super juice works. And also sugar, actually, some fructose. And why can't you just mix those things together and make lime juice or lemon juice or orange juice? And the answer is you can. You absolutely can. And honestly, once you start acid adjusting stuff like orange juice, like you basically are. So it's funny to me because in many regards, right, like the hallmarks of the quote cocktail revolution, revival, speakeasy thing, whatever you want to call it, was switching to fresh juices from pre-modeled mixes and pre-bottled juices and stuff like that. That's like step one. And now I think we're going full circle. We're going back the other way. This is interesting. I buy grass lime oil and add it to 3% acid, and it is lime juice from scratch. Yeah, exactly. I bet that's fine. Grass, by the way, is generally regarded as safe. It's a thing that the flavor, I can never remember what the heck the second one is, but anyway, Flavor and Extracts or something like that, Manufacturers of America, or whatever, or association. So now we have to figure out how to get this pith off, because that's my next thing I want to do is get the pith off here. And I don't know how to do that. I'm just going to try using like my thumb. Oh my God, it's so thick. That's what she said. And here's a fun idea. Let's just try and eat some. It's pretty bitter. Yeah, that's very bitter. He's totally pithed off. Does it pith you off? Oh God. I decided like 20 minutes ago to make the oleosaccharum, but it might need to you might need to rethink that. Okay. This is insane. There's like a half an inch of pith on this grapefruit. Wow. I thought I was going to need all of them. I could probably use 2. Could you do the pith removal trick you can do to make Supremes? What is it? Other than hitting it with Pectinex or something like that. I don't know. What is it? I don't want to do anything chemical to this. I don't want to do anything that would break this down. Although what's an interesting thought now is breaking it down with Pectinex, and because I think that would work, and then taking the results, like liquid pith. We could do a third experiment here. That's a fun idea. Okay. Let's just see how much pith that is right now, because that seems like a lot. Wow. You like really, I just cannot cut this stuff. Better off tearing it. My pith is dark brown, and that's the problem. Your pith is dark brown? Oh, that does, if it's piss, yeah. These aren't Jedi, they're pith. Oh my God, Jesus. I made Aperol with grapefruit skins, juice, vodka, and sugar, soaking for a week and straining. See, even now I'm getting so much oil on my fingers that I don't really want to go that route. I really hope that YouTube will let me download this footage the way that Twitch would, because that is my plan. I'm planning to use some of this in this episode. And I'm not recording it locally. We take the pith out of everything. Oh my God. 28 grams of pith. Good content. Host not talking, silently cutting. Music kicks in. You wouldn't download a VOD. What? Oh. Was that like a Blockbuster thing? Because like, although I'm aware of that existence, I don't remember seeing those like PSAs ever. Maybe it was an after my time kind of thing. There's always YouTube, Y2D dip. I don't know what that is. YouTube dip. They were for sure in theaters. They were for theaters. Okay. Why don't I remember that? 45 grams. Also, I've ordered dried grapefruit peels, dried bitter orange peels. I'm going to figure this thing out, man. Whoop, whoop. Wrong John. Can we stop with the pithy remarks? Cut off pith, carefully cut out one of the wedges, aiming at the sides, the membrane that cover each wedge. Yeah. But I have so much pith here, I don't need to do that. Like, we don't need more. We're up to 56 grams. And it's pretty spongy and membranous. Like, I think that the ethanol should penetrate this pretty well. That's 61. Good morning, Greg. Pretty sure he has a pith helmet. Oh my God. How long will it take to have the ethanol move through the filter to create the extract from the peels? That depends. It's going to sit there for 24 hours first, and then when I open it up, I'm going to try to regulate it to about a drop per second. It shouldn't, I don't think that one's going to take a long time to drain. If you do a really fine grind of like root stuff, it can clog and become really absorbent. And sometimes I have to get kind of creative to extract it. I have this idea actually, and I just haven't had a chance to do it. I had to, a leak opened up over my office, and I don't have the means to repair the leak at the moment, I don't think, unless some of my like, go up on the roof and paint it with rubber stuff works. A new roof is way outside of my budget. So I had to rearrange my entire office, and there's been a lot of things that I haven't gotten around to doing that I want to do. What I want to do is get my calipers and measure the inside of this, and then subtract like 3 millimeters, and then in Fusion 360 design like a plunger that I can put an O-ring into and cut a notch out of, so that I can, when these are extracting, just put a little bit of pressure in them. Just like put that on there and then increase the air pressure slightly. Because I did a test on one where I just put my lips on it and blew like a trumpet, and it definitely increased the yield just by kind of pushing things out. I got to do that. If you pith this much, you might need a doctor. My God, you guys are the worst. Would distilling the piths work? I don't know how to do that. And I know that's a weird thing to say. I have a copper still. I've never really distilled anything with it. But also, like, I think that this would be step one anyway, right? I think that you would make the extract and then clarify it or refine it or something through distillation. I don't know how you just distill this, but maybe I don't understand. There's a lot of things I don't understand. Maybe I just don't know what we're talking about here. Do you ever, why would you distill pith? I just don't know what you would do. Why would you distill piss? You guys are so clever. Yeah, I just don't know what you would do to distill the pith. I don't know. They distill Doritos, so it must be possible. Yeah, I don't know what that means. We distilled Doritos. Maybe they like to distill, quote, Doritos. I would take Doritos and make a mash from Doritos and then ferment that mash and then you'd make a beer from Doritos and then distill that. I think that's what you would do. I suppose you could do like some kind of a infusion basket where you have a like an onion head or whatever you call it on your still, and then you hang your botanicals in there, and you let your ethanol vapor kind of wash back and forth through the reflux. I don't actually understand how that works. I don't know why those volatile chemicals wind up on your output. I feel like the still shouldn't it remove everything? I don't know. Or that's like a second distillation. I think at that point you're already starting with rectified spirit, and then you distill that through a vapor, you do that infusion distillation. It doesn't increase the ABV at all. It's just vaporizing the alcohol, washing it over some stuff, and then using that as we're almost at 100 grams. That's what we're going to go for here. That's it, 100 grams of pith. Flavor compounds evaporate too. Yeah, they do, I guess. At some temperature, I don't know. Whiskey Tribe is a pretty cool source on seeing what happens when you distill things that shouldn't be distilled. That's cool. Unless he lives in West Virginia, distilling is illegal. Not that that should just stop you from distilling at home. Yeah, I mean, like a lot of things are illegal, right? I'm not terrifically worried about the legality of distillation here. You could try one of those Super Spirits air stills. I would love to get a Rotovap. I would also love to have a sock slit extractor. I don't have the budget for either of those yet. Rotovaps are not cheap. Consequences are for those who get caught, so don't. Yeah. A little truth there. Uh-oh. That didn't work out so good. My... Oh, that also was wrong. My Q-tip moved, or my thingy moved. Ah, fuck. God damn. Nightmare. I actually don't need it all out. I just need it out of the bottom. There we go. Doing illegal stuff is always at your own risk. Make sure that that risk is calculated. Don't know about the U.S., but an air still in the U.K. is like $150. Strictly, what is an air still? I don't even understand what the hell that is. What happened is that there's a little wad of cotton ball that has to sit down here, and when I threw my sand in, it got dislodged, and I did not want it to do that. Would a $1,000 bottle of whiskey be a waste in a cocktail? Yeah, but I've done it. Sometimes I make drinks out of this bottle of Pappy I have just to piss people off. You know, engagement. Where's that sand? Anyway, I didn't want the sand, like I want the cotton ball to stop the sand from going down the throat of this sucker. And exactly the opposite of that was happening, so it wasn't helpful. Okay. Get all that in there. Ooh, that was risky. My ring hit the edge of that beaker and made a loud enough noise that made me think I was going to break it. Oh, Pappy is nowhere near worth $3,000 a bottle. No. I agree. There are many better whiskeys for less. Although, in fairness, I've only had the 15, so I don't know. Have you thought about making other chip flavors, like from Angostura bitters? I like that idea. Angostura chips. I might steal that one. Bingo. 100 mils. You left your concentrated citric acid solution. It grew crystals. What's your level of dilution? Because that might be a problem. It might be just too much concentration. Huh. Okay. Interesting stuff here. I mean, did the pith just absorb all of our alcohol? Might have. I might let this do its thing and then hit this with Pectinex to break it down before I drain it off. Well, it might drink it. We're going to add a little extra here. It's okay. It's not rocket surgery. We'll see what happens. I genuinely don't know. That always feels really weird when you get a handful of ethanol and everything goes cold. Okay. Okay, that's 2 extractions running. We could do something else. Do I have like a medium-sized beaker that's clean? Maybe you. Okay. This is a crazy idea. Well, it's not a crazy idea, but let's just see what happens. Let's measure this out. Ah! Why do the feet on this thing always become de-leveled? Or is it just the... Okay, there we go. Oh, man, this is pretty boring to watch, man. Greg's just sitting around. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do... Oh, right. I'm trying to make... I'm trying to extract the bitter parts of these grapefruit into something I can use as an ingredient. That is my goal. So that's what we're about today. We're going to try and come up with like about 100 grams here of this pith. And I think in this particular case, actually, it's probably like much less important that I get it just right. Like sliced up and small. I can just rip it off in pieces and that'll be fine. I'm going to try one more approach, kind of an instant approach. We'll see. Trying to figure out how to explain all this lab equipment to my wife. I need this to make cocktails. You do not. Your wife is right. You sound like you made a super solution. More water should help those crystals redissolve. Yeah, that's what I think. Is that you've just exceeded the solubility or something like that. Have you thought about making more perk videos? I have. And now that I'm doing non-alcoholic stuff, I'm probably going to do them as non-cocktails, but as actual sodas. So that's in the plans for 20... Why don't we talk about that in a second? Why don't we talk about what I'm doing in 2025 with the show? That was actually kind of the plan I had here. We'll get to that in a second. Let me just finish this up because I can only do so many things in my head at once. The set is absolutely giving Voyager or Red Dwarf. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. I was going for, like, there's some cyberpunk elements here. This is sort of a visual reference to, like, the Nostromo or also the tiles, the Ennis tiles, which I couldn't reproduce exactly, used in Deckard's apartment in Blade Runner. Yeah, kind of going for that whole Ripper Doc vibe a little bit. I wanted it to be cozy dystopian cyberpunk. What are you going to do with the inside and the juice? I don't know. I hadn't really given any thought to that. Drink it. I can't do much with it mixologically, to be honest, other than make palomas, and I have no need for this many palomas. We could clarify it. That would be fun. You like the CRT? Thank you. I have a question. I made some cream of coconut for peanuts and painkillers, though I ended up making a lot. Do you have any recommendations for a cocktail that uses cream of coconut? Those two, off the top of my head. If you had access to the HTD app, you can see every drink that I've ever made on the show and filter those by ingredient. And then you would too, would be able to find all of the things that I've made using those cream of coconut. And then you'd be able to answer that question yourself. That's what I will have to do, ultimately, if I want to answer that question for you, because I don't know. I don't remember everything. You get the app at htdapp.com or at my Patreon, you get access. That's how you do it. htdapp.com. It's not in the App Store. It's a web app, which is actually harder to make, so I'm tooting my own horn because I don't even know how to program. You will have access to all the drinks that I've made, and you can use the show as your own personal cocktail guide. You can save your favorites and keep them in there. It's great. Everybody's going to have a great time with the HTD app. You're going to love it. Your kids are going to love it. It's a gift for the whole family. It also keeps the lights on here at the old HTD. I have some extra pith right here. I just want to get this to about 100. Like, I kind of want to get it to pretty much exactly 100. At this point, I'm having such a hard time recreating. So for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm sorry, my energy level has dropped off a little bit. That's just because I'm kind of doing this. I've been working like crazy on trying to recreate a bitter aperitif, a non-alcoholic bitter aperitif called Beverly that is only available at Epcot Center. That's 100 grams of pith. And it's driving me nuts. And so to some extent, this is so funny, I gotta do this now. So hygienic, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, so I'm trying to make this Beverly stuff, and I'm not having a huge amount of success with it. And I am desperately trying to just figure out like even what the flavors are that I'm picking up in it. And I know there's grapefruit involved, and I definitely have a lot of grapefruit in my formulations, but I'm still not getting this thing to taste the way I want it to. And I don't know why. And it is kind of making me crazy. So is this, I don't know how reproducible this is, but if it even answers the question of, yeah, Greg, that's what was missing, I can take the next steps from there. Okay. What the fuck? The flavors. What the flavors? Oh, that's funny. It's driving me nuts. Arr, that's classic. All right. I have to step off camera for a second. You grab my Pectinex SPL and apply like a sizable dose of the stuff. And wow, it's already kind of seeming like this is dissolving. Is there a reason why you're not working? You weren't plugged in. Let's see what happens. I might just have to add some more ethanol to that. There we go. I want to see if we can pretty much dissolve this pith into a usable ingredient in its own right. It's making a lot of noise. I am just going to like cheat in a whole bunch more of this until it doesn't do that. Woo! It's a little better, huh? But what's interesting to me is that this is already clouding up at the bottom. Like it's already, the liquid is turning white, which means I think that the Pectinex is immediately starting to dissolve some of this stuff. Whereas the extract that I'm looking at over there of pith with just ethanol doesn't have any cloudiness at all. This might yield a usable product in a half an hour. I don't know. That is pure alcohol. That's 95% ethanol. It doesn't get any more than that. It's an azeotrope. Azeotropen. How much Pectinex do you typically use? I saw a gentleman's squirt there. That's my strategy as well. 2 mils per liter never feels sufficient. I don't know, Toby. I'm not smart. Pectinex, the secret ingredient to making the Pomelo Puff Girls. Oh, I got it. That's great. Good for. Thank you, Herbie. Huh. Hey, look at us. I'm really curious to see what happens in here. Is there any way we can wiki fixes into the HTD app? Floridora probably isn't 100% ABV with the cognac. Isn't 0. Oh, that's interesting that came up that way. I should be able to fix that. Alcohol's very high affinity for water. 95% being able to lab because it sucks water right out of the air. Exactly. When making your extracts, are you keeping the Everclear at 95 or are you diluting it? 95. I'm sticking with 95. They work good that way. I know Darcy has said that the sweet spot is like 60% ABV. I have to do a side by side. I take his word for it. I just don't know the answer as to why that's the case. Yep, okay, 150-ish. Tear. This is going to be another 150 grams of sugar. And I'm just going to toss that over these and let them do their thing for a little while. Where do you get all the lab equipment? I bought it. That's where you get anything. Heat would be neat, but we would lose all of our ethanol. Oleo. Let's go back to the other side of the room. So DrinkMate is the best countertop soda maker, but if you have the means and go through as much soda as I do, a 5-gallon keg is tough to beat. To the other side of the room. Scusi. Hello, yes, sir. There we are. There we go. I'm here now. Boom. Oh, wrong button. That's the button. Hello. A little dark over there now. I like it dark. That's the whole idea. You think it's too dark? I can open up the lens when I get around to it. Do you listen to metal? Not really. Light! Let there be light. He's shaking some pith in a jar. He's something of a scientist himself. Nice. Wow, atmosphere change. How would you use these sorts of extracts? Like, are they like bitters where you put in a few drops to finish a drink? You could. I am using these to create a soft drink, and so it will be done. I will create a flavor essence that goes into a syrup that goes into water that becomes carbonated. Although in this particular case, it's going to be like a 1 liter test batch or even a 250 milliliter test batch, measured very carefully to try and figure out a recipe for a larger quantity of soft drink, if that makes sense. How long will that extraction take? Well, the crazy one that's stirring right now, I don't know. I can see it from where I'm standing. I don't know if that's going to even work with the Pectinex in it. The other two that are in the dropping funnels or the percolators, those are going to go for 24 hours. What other flavor essences do you plan on trying to get this Beverly right? Let me come to that in a second. What do I listen to? I don't know. I listen to a lot of exotica. I listen to a lot of jazz. I listen to music from when I was a kid. I don't really listen to metal. Let me scroll up a little bit because I definitely missed some of this. All right, no, I didn't. I missed some stuff, but that's okay. And then I could also use them to make bitters. So that's also true. What's the crazy one that's happening? I have a beaker over there in the lab of 100 grams of grapefruit pith, a gentleman's squirt, as someone else put it, of Pectinex and 100 grams plus of ethanol, stirring away in an effort to dissolve the pith into something that's usable as an ingredient. I don't know. Speaking of jazz, are you a fan of Pat Metheny? I don't know Pat Metheny. Can you do an alcohol extraction of hops? I don't see why you couldn't, but haven't heard of people doing that. Yeah, I'm all right with Talking Heads. I like some songs, but I don't like them. I don't know why. There's just something about them that kind of puts me off. Mingus let my no, I don't know Mingus. Oh, Mingus. Have I listened to Mingus? Probably. I listen to a lot of stuff from, like, I don't know, Charlie Mingus. Yeah. I'm not like good at listening to jazz. I just like jazz. Hey, Matt, Greg, everybody, you're on special Spider-Man. I found out my vanilla didn't really come through. It turns out it can take up to a year to infuse into a spirit on something. That's true. My wife is a huge fan at one time, maybe still, of Against Me and Lara Jane Grace. I'm not into 90s pop punk. Eric Money is not my jam. I like The Clash a lot. I like The Dictators. I like The Damned a lot. The stuff like Against Me, no. Shack Attack, as in like a Shack Attack, Shack of the basketball. So the jazz I'm into is mostly like hot jazz from like the 30s and maybe 40s. So it's pretty pedestrian stuff. I'm not into like continental and stuff or bebop, really, or jazz funk. I'm not into jazz funk, I don't think, either. Why are we talking about the music? We're talking a lot about the music here. Why? What else are we gonna? Jazz to wave your circle in a finger to. I like The Clash a lot. What's the best worst county in New Jersey? That's a great question. Yeah. I think Vineland's probably the worst. And I like Mama. We got a music channel in the Discord. Hello from Czech Republic. Are you into the vocal jazz from that time period, 50s and prior? Man, you guys think I know a lot about things. I don't know a lot of things. I am a big Fallout fan. I can't get into Fallout 4. I try. I've tried to play Fallout 4 so many times. I've never gotten lost in the Pine Barrens. Only people from out of state can get lost there. The rest of us have it's like Dwarven dungeon sense. Like, we know our way through. Any mods from Fallout 4 that I would recommend? I don't know enough about Fallout 4 to recommend mods because I've tried to play Fallout 4. Yeah, I listen to plenty of Jimmy Buffett. I've tried to play Fallout 4 several times and I cannot get into it. It drives me insane. Since you've been looking at some unusual soda, then you try to Coca-Cola creations. I might even have a Coca-Cola creation on one of these shelves unless I got rid of it. Oh, yeah, I got British Columbia raspberry and Herbal du Quebec. I don't know. They weren't good. Are you excited for 28 years later? No, I was never into the 28 movies, honestly. Come visit Montana. We have good bourbon. Boomerani, my dude. You can't get into Fallout 4 because Boston doesn't like Jersey. That might be why. That might be it. I don't like it. I just don't like Fallout 4 at all. I've tried. I've really tried. Fallout 4 is one of those games where no matter how you try, you keep reminding the fact that you could be playing New Vegas or 1 or 2 instead. It kills the vibe. Speaking of Fallout, I'm currently running through New Vegas with 20 gigs of mods and having a great time. I don't really watch sports. I mean, I don't watch sports at all. The London mod is going to be awesome. Man, I feel like fast zombies just aren't as interesting as the slow ones. If it was feasible, would you travel the U.S. trying cocktails at different bars in smaller cities? Sure, I would do that. If you could see this, make the Mississippi Queen from the regular show palatable. You helped me so much with mixing cocktails. Oh, thank you, Boomer Natty. I never played 76. Video games are a waste of time. I agree. Even as someone who hasn't seen the others, is there like a point to making 28 years later except for money? Nah, it's just the money. I mean, that's the point of all things. Did you try 76 Boss? I don't think I did. I don't recall. Never played any Fallout games except for the spin-off where you build a vault. Oh, yeah. Like on your phone? That thing? I don't know if that's actually a game. It's like an idle button pusher. Just wait for this to happen. Wait for that to happen. Lately, I've been playing Tropico 6. To the extent that I've been doing any gaming, it's been Tropico 6. Video games can be very emotional and profound. But they're still a waste of time. They are indeed a waste of time, but what better thing to do with your time than waste it? Video games are a waste of time, but then again, anything that doesn't directly give you money is technically a waste of time. Anything that doesn't directly contribute to your survival is a waste of time. Any board games. You would need to have friends for board games. Greg, I'm sorry you had to drink the Slim Jim drink. Thank you. Nobody even watched that episode. Tropico is great. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Time you enjoyed wasting isn't a wasted time. That's true. Yeah, sure. That guy said that. Tropico's amazing, but it's the gateway that got you into Europa Universalis. Oh, I don't know that game. Maybe I know the title, but that's all I know of it. Imagine enjoying life. I try to imagine it. Nomadis Studio helped me go through a bereaving process better than therapy. Okay. Good. I'm happy for you. Hitman 3, Hogwarts Legacy, and StarCraft Brood War. StarCraft Brood War from like 99 or something? Imagine getting paid to drink alcohol. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Wasting time is on the hierarchy of needs somewhere. Maslow strikes again! That Maslow. He's always needing. He's always hitting me with them hierarchy. Is there like an alcoholic beverage I want to do here? I don't think so. I don't have a wine opener, or else I would try this terrible, I assume, Santa's Little Helper is what it's called, that I bought because I thought, haha, that might be a funny video. That time has passed. Greg, how's your liver doing? You want me to be healthy? It's fine. It's like a really personal question. Hey, James, how's your prostate? Huh? How's it doing? Yeah? Good? It's tight? No drips? You good? Thank you, Corey, very much. Oh, man, I thought I answered you, Ditimar. Classics episode about the Martinez. I could. I mean, the classics has the gout. You think I have gout? I feel like the tight leads to the drips, does it? I don't know. I'm thinking of it as a muscle. Like you want. I don't know. I don't know much about the process. We do. Okay. Wow. We're doing conversations again that we've done. I should do something with alternatives to chartreuse. I should explore that. Other people have. I think. Darcy O'Neill has done stuff with that. I got it checked last night. It was wonderful. Space balls. Is that a reference to Spaceballs, or is Spaceballs like a thing that people do with each other? I like playing Star Wars Battlefront. It's a cathartic exercise. My prostate's doing fine, Greg. Thanks for asking. You're welcome. You should make a French 75. Sometimes I forget that I'm not on Twitch, and where I'm a little freer. I'm on YouTube here. This is a little bit edited up. You guys got to see professional Greg, not how's your prostate, Greg. I'm standing in front of my wall, oh booze, and I'm wondering if there's a beverage I want to have here. I don't think there is. Whoa. My microphone wire just got snagged on a thing, and I bet you heard the mic get touched. Sorry. Got it. Thank you, Noodle McGee. How are we doing after that massive heart attack? Would you try making a drink from broth again? I don't think so. I don't think so. Hey, I got to plug my app, gang. I have to do it. I made the HTD app. It's at htdapp.com. And you get it by being a member of my Patreon, which will also get you access to our private Discord. It will also get you access to exclusive content, drinks that don't make it on, that are not for YouTube, behind the scenes content, development content, things about what's going on. Hey, happy birthday, Taco Shell. And also thank you, by the way. Oh, somebody threw 20 bucks at me and I missed that. If you can see this, make the Mississippi Queen from regular show. Well, thank you, Nick. I said that, but I didn't realize what a pile of cash. The Martinez. So like the classics content does not really perform very well. If Patreon's numbers get to a point where it can like at least largely or significantly replace YouTube, that's definitely like patron exclusive content that we can do over there. You know, you got to think about like who's clicking on that. If I make a video about the Martinez. And so this is like a problem that I have on YouTube. Sometimes people say, oh, good, Greg's making drinks he likes again. I like it when he does that because they're watching the video and that's the comment I'll see. Like, I got to tell you something, about half the drink episodes I do, probably more than half, are making good cocktails. Maybe making good cocktails from bad booze, making, you know, like I'm always trying to make good cocktails. And I feel like that when someone says that, I'm like, well, you're not actually keeping up with the show. It's not your fault. It's just that YouTube has decided what you want to watch and you're being offered that instead of seeking it out, right? And so that's just the reality of how YouTube works. So what I always have to think about is, why would someone watch this? And what I'm really asking myself is, why would everyone watch this? Because if I'm not coming up with content that everyone wants to watch, then nobody gets even offered a chance to watch my show. That's just kind of how it is on YouTube. Stuff like Patreon makes it possible to like separate yourself from that thought process, because now you have a reliable income stream that allows you and is financing you to make the content that the audience actually wants to see and that you want to make and all that stuff. So it's hard, man. So I'm always now, like, if I just make a video about how to make a Martinez and what gins to use, I mean, a Martinez isn't even a very popular cocktail. Even amongst like the subset of human beings on YouTube who are interested in cocktails and cocktail videos, the Martinez is down the chain. So that would be a failure of a video, honestly. It doesn't mean I wouldn't make it. It's just one I'm not, you know, if I'm doing 4 videos a month, I'm trying to do 52 videos a year, plus I have to think about the fact that that's going to cut into my bottom line. And so a David Martinez, that episode actually did pretty well. Great. So yeah, so let me think about how I would do a Martinez. How would I work a Martinez into a video? It'd be great if there was a historic angle. Like if I could do, you know, this cocktail prevented World War I. I don't think it did, obviously. But boy, when you can find that, that's great. How this drink changed the world, because then you transcend the alcohol content audience. Don't have that. This weird drink people drank in the 1800s is about as good as I can get. Do you have any plans of bringing the app to mobile? Well, it's a mobile responsive app. I mean, you can just save a bookmark on your desktop and boom, now you have the app on your phone. On your desktop, on your phone? Whatever that is called. HTDapp.com. It works there on your phone. It's built for the phone. Yeah. So like, oh, you know what we could do maybe with gin is gin used to be different. And then that's a way to do the Martinez cocktail. Now, here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with that. Gin used to be different. Or we don't really drink gin, or some stupid clickbait title that I have to do, which, by the way, is not really clickbait. Clickbait is when I tell you it's this and I give you that. That's clickbait and switch is what it's short for. It's not clickbait if I just come up with a clever title that makes you want to watch the video that you want to watch. No, but the problem is you won't know that that's a Martinez video. You won't know that that's a Martinez video based on that title. So you'll still be asking me for that damn Martinez video. So I don't know how to square this this circle. I don't know how to make all of that happen. Shorts can help a lot, maybe. Is there a bar guide for spirits and other tools you should have in your home bar? Have in your home bar on the HTD app. Is there a bar guide? I don't know. I don't fully understand that question, actually, because of on the HTD app that I don't get. Great idea. We have a group chat that you send 5 video names to and a thumbnail to a group of creators and get feedback. That is a cool idea, James Ball. What's his name recommended that many years ago? That guy who runs a gambling ring for 12-year-olds. What's his name? Mr. Animal? Mr. Beast. That was his thing. Yeah, you could do the gin riots, essentially. You could do all that kind of stuff, the gin craze. I think a bar guide is like, what are the essentials you have in a home bar listed on your app? I've done videos like that. As someone getting into the soda biz, do you have any force carb horror stories? No, Toby? But I haven't done a lot of that yet. You would love an HTD book. I have looked into making a book. It's a lot of work. I don't know why I haven't done it. I know why I haven't done it. It's for purely cynical reasons. It's for both good reasons and cynical reasons. So I had a literary agent who was going to help me do the book, and we started talking about what the book should be and what she thought the book could be and what a publisher would buy. And I'm not interested in making that book. I don't think that's a book I want to write or invest time in. I don't think it's a book anybody needs. I frankly don't think the world needs more cocktail books. I think there's enough of them out there. And I would love to write a book that like furthers the quote science of cocktails or the history of cocktails. I would love to have written Dave Arnold's Liquid Intelligence or Dave Wondrich's Imbibe. But that's written, and honestly, I don't know how, I don't have that information. I don't have anything really useful to add to a conversation other than the cocktails that I've already made on my show. I could talk about my process a little bit, and that was at one point one thing that was going to go in there. The book that I kind of want to do is sort of like a combination memoir and cocktail guide, but I was told in really no uncertain terms by my literary agent that no one's going to buy that book. And then on top of that, you start talking about advance, which is probably the only money you're ever going to see, because the book will never sell out. It'll never earn out of its advance, probably, unless it's a massive hit, and I'm probably not going to write a massive hit. So, like, I'm probably going to get the chance to write one book because it won't be a massive hit, and it's going to apparently be a book I don't really want to write, and it's not going to pay enough money to really make it worthwhile, right? Like, I only have so many hours in a week. It's all true. All of those things are true. Self-publishing has become more appealing to me. Write a cocktail comic book. Huh. I would need an artist. Tail end of the stream? Who said it's the tail end of the stream? Who said that? I do need to take a pee break, though. And I don't have a be right back screen. I used to, if I was at my computer, I could just cut to some cool animation or something and it'd say be right back, but I gotta pee. When is the next Midnight Local? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm going to hit mute on my microphone and be right back because if I don't pee, I'm going to pee. hey guys, my mic is turned on now. I had to turn it off so you didn't have to hear me pee. And I knew that it was dead air. That's what I was saying. I was saying, hey, my mic is turned off because I wanted to make sure it was off so you didn't hear me pee. Then my wife came in and I had to talk to her over my shoulder there about the possibility of going to IKEA. I'm for it. She's against it. I'm off camera. I think being off camera is better than dead air. So I'm not really drinking, but I do have an idea that I think would be a neat thing to explore here. This is a pomelo. I don't think I've ever used a pomelo in a cocktail. I know I haven't, in fact. And I'm off camera again because I'm the only person running the switcher in here. And I'm over in the bar just collecting a couple of things that I happen to have left over there that I need. I'm not seeing a lot of action on the Pectinex extract idea, but we'll see. We'll see what happens over hours. Hi, I'm back. You have to eat the meatballs when you go to a IKEA. That's a rule. It's a pomelo. It's a grapefruit, essentially. But I've never used it. Honestly, I don't think I've ever used a grapefruit peel in a cocktail either, like a twist of grapefruit. And now I'm wondering why I haven't. They produced huge amounts of oil over there. I have, unfortunately, peeled all of the grapefruit, so I can't explore it now. But, you know, the prospect of an improved whiskey cocktail made, any of these cleanish, made with grapefruit, or pomelo in this case, which is very similar. That's an appealing notion. So I need a bottle of rye. As he steps right on the important things. I'm over here. I'm off camera. There's a bottle of rye. I got a bottle of maraschino, and a bottle of Boker's bitters that I may or may not use. Hey, everybody, it's me, your guy. Uh-oh, I don't have a jigger. Oh, yeah, I do. I have this old one that I haven't used. This is the first jigger I bought. There it is. The Leopold Bell jigger. Man, I forgot how much I like having this in my hand. You know what I got to do is I got to get my Dremel out and polish it because I dropped it so many times. It's got little nicks around the edge. And I bet if I smoothed those out, I would like to use this again. The little nicks suck because they, if you clean them, they pick up like fibers from the towel or whatever that you clean them with. And then you've got like little fibers in your drink. And also it looks really bad on camera when that happens. So let's make a cocktail. Here we are, Camden at sunset. Raise your hand if you get that. Okay, 2 ounces of rye. Oh, why do we not have Meredith on the show anymore? Well, I mean, frankly, it's so many reasons. First off, Meredith owns the show with me, so she is on the show every day, working behind the scenes. 2 ounces of rye. She's just not physically on camera. Oh man, that's what an aroma. Yeah, it's just that. So here's the thing, I retooled the show to shoot alone. And actually, for like a year and a half, I did shoot the show entirely alone because of the pandemic. And then Meredith started coming to help me out, and it was really a great help because where I lived in a condo and the studio, the bar, was in the garage underneath the condo, and going up and down to wash dishes all the time was a nightmare, and it was a huge help to have her there. But it was also very stressful to have her there because she would come out of the city, stay in a hotel room. We had to pay for the hotel room. That means that like, I'm not ready to shoot tomorrow. Too bad, I gotta shoot tomorrow. I gotta be ready because we've already paid for this hotel room. Like there was a lot of pressure on me to deliver on time in a way that I just don't need in my life. And then she would come to the set and we would shoot, and eventually I mic'd her up, and eventually she wound up on camera, and we thought maybe the banter would lead to an increase in retention or something like that. And while a lot of people liked it, it didn't lead to an increase in retention, but it is labor to make that happen. But it had no effect on retention. In fact, the banter probably didn't help retention. It might have actually hampered it a little bit, but it certainly wasn't good for it. And so then I moved a little further away, and now I've got even more space, and it's a lot easier for me to do the dishes, and it's going to be even easier because I'm learning plumbing so I can run pipes in here and just actually have running water in here, finally. And she had a new kid, and I knew that she was going to be very busy. She was like, oh, no, we can still. I was like, Meredith, you're not going to, like, welcome to parenthood. If you have the option to not be doing this, you're going to be not doing this. I promise you. And so I was like, you know, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of stress. And it doesn't actually seem to make the show perform any better. So let's not do that. I want a 1/4 ounce of maraschino. And a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup. Is this your full-time job? Oh, yeah. And boy, is it full-time. Woohoo! I'm here making this show like 60 hours a week. It's Meredith's full-time job, too. Oh, yeah, no, Meredith, well, I mean, I used to live on the Upper West Side when I was an editor, and Meredith lived in Brooklyn. And we went to college together. That's how we know each other. We went to the School of Visual Arts together. And then we worked together a lot, actually. We worked together at a couple of places like Imaginary Forces a lot. This is crazy, by the way. I want to throw in, I love these cardamom caramelized raisin bitters. I just want to do that. Oh my God, yes. Oh yeah, this is like my favorite bitters these days, but I don't use them a lot on the show. Anyway, and then I moved to New Jersey, which was a huge thing that made moving to New Jersey actually was a big part of what made the show financially viable as a full-time job, because it dropped my cost of living dramatically. I took like a 70% pay cut. The first year that I was making How to Drink as a full-time job, it took a 70% pay cut. We'll crack some ice in here. And you know, obviously it's recovered and then some since then. But that first year and a half was rough. I just knew that the show would never be more than a very stressful hobby and side thing if I didn't really make the commitment to making it my full-time job. And so it worked, and it was great. Moving to New Jersey was rough in a lot of ways. I mean, we reduced our cost of living a lot, but I was still commuting to New York, and I wasn't in a part of New Jersey that made it easy to commute to New York. So I would like get up to go to work at an ad agency at like 5:30 in the morning and get home at like 11:30 or 12 at night, which would mean that I just did not see my child that day. I just didn't see my kid for that day. And I would work, you know, it'd be like, hey, Greg, we need you for the next 10 days. Hey, Greg, we need you for the next, 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, 6 days, whatever. Oh, it's 4 days, and we're going to keep extending it 2 days every 4 days because this job is taking longer than we thought, and the client has more expectations and stuff. So it was, that was a rough time. It was great to make the show my full-time gig. I'm just like really half-assing it. I don't actually have the appropriate strainer in here, but believe it or not, this will work just fine. There's no spring in that, which is why it's inappropriate, but it's fine. There's gonna be some ice chips, but I'm not serving it to you, I'm serving it to me. I don't know why caramelized raisin and grape pomelo would go together. I'm just like playing around in here. Would daily 5-minute videos be better for engagement or just too stressful and crazy? I think it would be terrible for engagement. And it would be stressful and crazy. I don't know, is there anybody that you know of that does that? Okay, here we go. Did we get any oils? I can't see. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you, South Wales, UK. Wow. 60 to 65% alcohol is that you can, wow, thank you, Tyler. That's a deep cut. Get the water-soluble cocktail compounds that aren't alcohol-soluble. Are there, so I was wondering, I've been wondering about that, and I did take Darcy's class, but like, yeah, there are things that are soluble in water that aren't soluble in alcohol. I guess, yeah, like sugar really doesn't solution into alcohol in my experience. Yeah, that's fair. Nasty little peel. A little bow tie action. Woo! Let's see what the hell this is all about. Well, I don't taste the grapefruit in it, but that's a crazy fucking cool drink. Those cardamom bitters are freaking great, man. Sam Sulik and GMM are the only ones I can think of to do daily. Sam Sulik, he's daily? That's man, that's rough. So, it's rough to be a body influencer who's posting daily because that means you got to be on every day physically. This drink is really tasty. It's got notes of tobacco. It's got notes of raisin. It's got notes of cardamom in it, obviously from the cardamom bitters. But it's like a lasting humidor, cedar kind of flavor in there that I adore. I mean, it's like the taste of being in a dry sauna. Do I like honey the stuff or honey the thing that's a scam that's going around right now? I like honey as a thing. So a pomelo, and I think that's what this is, maybe I didn't buy a pomelo, is basically a grapefruit. It's another kind of grapefruit. It's a cousin of the grapefruit. It's a little less bitter than most grapefruits. I don't know what the honey scam is. I just know that Hank Green posted about it. Sounds good as a smoker. Good for you, Greg. I don't really smoke. I mean, I don't smoke, actually. I don't really smoke. I don't smoke. It's a very old fruit. Yes, I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a seltzer. And the reason I grabbed a seltzer is because I kind of want to just try this. Max and I have talked. I should revisit that conversation. What we should do, honestly, is like use each other as experts. You know, like a phone a friend, rather than like really orchestrating like a massive episode. It should just be like, I was working on blah, blah, blah. So I called up my buddy Max. You know, Max, what's the deal with blah, blah, blah? Oh, yeah. But here's the deal with YouTube, right? It's Max doing me a favor. Whomever has the bigger following is going to stand to gain little to nothing from the collab. And whoever has the smaller following is really going to be in that other person's debt. What the fuck? That's like the best soda I've ever had in my life. I'm sorry, Big Five, if I missed it. Hold on. Let me get that. I think I can get that. Wait, can't I? Top chat. No, we want fan funding. Big Five. Oh, I meant to address that. Thank you, Big Five. $5 to buy Carolina Reaper pepper for a cocktail. I don't think I would like that. Oh, wait, that's top chat? What's live chat? Huh. I think I want top chat. That seems to not be actually skipping anything. Some messages, such as potential spam, may not be visible. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, all that is seltzer. God damn it. Simple syrup. In this case, it's a Demerara. And cardamom and caramelized raisin bitters from Crude Bitters. This was actually an opportunity for me to pitch our Patreon, I just realized, because I got this a year or two ago now in the Patreon, the Discord Secret Santa. Our Discord mod, Dennis, runs an annual Secret Santa for the Discord members, people who are using the Discord, who are members of the Patreon. And somebody sent me those, and they've become like my favorite bitters. I can't use them on the show too much because like they're not common, and it's not really. I've been using them more and more, but it's not like I don't know. I feel a little bit weird about using stuff that like good luck getting it, you know. Oh man, wow, that's great. It's mildly sweet. It's got some Christmassy vibes. It's very nice. I should use the Discord more. You should. It's a great place to be. You get access to the Discord by being a member of my Patreon, which you can do in the description of the video below or at htdapp.com, which is another thing you're going to get access to when you're the member of my Patreon, he says, dancing up and down and waving his arms wildly. This is like a maniac. And I made it. I sat down at my computer and said, God damn it, we need an app. And I made it. I don't even know how to program, but I pulled it off. There was a lot of help from the Discord. And it is a repository. You can get it. It's on your phone. And by that, I mean, it is not a phone app, but it is a mobile web app that is designed for the phone. But it works on desktop too. And you get all the drinks. That's actually just my list of favorites, which is a huge feature because you can tag drinks as your favorite. If I pick this drink, the Bacardi Dragonberry Mojito, and I can add it to the keeper, that little orange button there. The UI I'm working on. I'm not in love with it yet, but it's like version 0.9. And then I would have that in my pocket very easily to do. You can search by adapted media. Like if you want to make the drinks that I made from Helldivers 2, you can just put in Helldivers 2 and there they come. If you kind of remember a drink, but you don't know what episode it was from or vice versa, like it's all set up so that you can find anything from anywhere using just about any piece of information. Any current patrons can gift subs. So literally to anyone, which I think is new. That is new, SMB. I didn't know that. Oh man, thank you, Bentendo64. I love that. Yeah, so that is a benefit at the $5. All of the benefits of my Patreon really kick in at the $5 level, which I think is pretty standard. Yeah, check that out, please. There's exclusive content. I can't stress this enough, but just like WNYC, I get a lot less money from the federal government than you think I do. Like a lot less, literally zero now and forever. And the thing that is making this show possible is the Patreon. So, I mean, honestly, if you love How to Drink and you want to see it continue and this is entertaining for you, and I kind of assume it is because you're here, just take a look. It really is the only thing that makes this show viable at this point because the bottom really fell out on YouTube revenue. Hopefully it's going to come back this year. That would be great. But I've learned a lesson about eggs and baskets. And we've really just been like crawling back from the abyss all last year. Patreon is just starting to dip its toes into fixing this problem for me. So hopefully we actually can clear that hurdle maybe by like June or July. Do you make wassail? I've done it on the show. I don't know anybody who loved it. So no. Like if my wife liked wassail, I would make it. People always ask me, what do you drink the most? And I'm like, the answer is Darkest Stormies. And the reason is the drink that my wife wants the most is a Moscow Mule. And I just put rum in mine. Wassail is mulled cider with eggs, at least traditionally. It's had the same issue. My family was not interested. Yeah. Yes, Lazzaroni and Luxardo are totally different, as is Marasca, which is another maraschino. You made it, Philip Screwdriver. Oh, that's so cool, Philip. Thank you. I actually am over the moon on the Baltimore eggnog that I did this year, which is in the HTD app. It's there. You can get it. Drinks go into that app pretty much right away. Why don't we talk about what I'm doing in 2025? I'm launching the HTD lab, which is over there. And, you know, I can show it to you right now. I can go stand in it too, but I don't feel like walking across the room. Look, there it is. Look at that beautiful laboratory. I built that. Anyway, I'm back. I did the HTD lab. We're going to start doing soft drink content in there. Don't worry. It's not going to replace the cocktail content. It's not going to replace the cocktail content. It's augmenting the cocktail content. It's on top of that. You know why? People always ask me for non-alcoholic stuff, and because there's a whole like world of non-alcoholic drinks out there. I think that the marketplace for non-alcoholic drinks is fucking full of grifters and rip-off artists because the prices on these things. Meredith and I were like, you know, a person advised us like, hey, you know what you should look at is all of these non-alcoholic cocktails that are popular on Instagram, these bottle cocktails that are full of adaptogenic things that make you healthier and like really, they're so good for you. Like this, honestly, scam crap that they advertise to women on Instagram about. And I said, that could be a cool episode. We'll review those. I started putting them together and I was like, I can't afford to review these. They are so overpriced. It's outrageous. I can't do this episode. I know we're not going to make the money back. Like, it's insane. There was one of them. It was like $70 for 3 cans. I was like, what the freaking fuckity fuck? That's bananas. So, and there's soda. That adaptogenic, all that stuff is bullshit. It's lies. Okay? So I think that we can sell soft cocktails. I think we can sell non-alcoholic cocktails dirt cheap. Like, buy way cheaper. And they can even have instructions on them about which rum or whiskey to add to make them into a real cocktail. And I think that I could eat that lunch. And so I'm going to do that on the show. I want to do soft drinks from pop culture and media. Why am I doing the soft drinks? Well, because there's an interest in it. And because, frankly, I've done a lot with cocktails. I want to do more things. And I took a class on flavor development from Darcy O'Neill that you should check out. And I'm probably going to take some more classes and stuff like that because I feel like I need to know more things. I did do whiskey tasting episode 1 that was really expensive, and I did not perform. I really thought that doing Pappy would be a huge deal on the show, and it wasn't. I had to eat my lunch. Meredith was like, yeah, I was right. I was like, you were fucking right. Yoga Coke was so funny. I think I did do that on the show. I think I did that in the TikTok episode. It's disgusting. Something 750 eggnog. Yeah, I got to put a little rage bait out there once in a while. What's going to be cool about the soft drink stuff that I make in the lab is that I'm going to be able to sell it to you. We're going to make the drink on the show, like the Gregor Lee that I'm working on, which is my riff on Beverly, if I can figure it out. That's what I was working on earlier in the stream, in case you missed it. You'll be able to go to drinksoda.com, website that I'm starting right now, or the link in the comment below. And when that episode airs, and you'll be able to drop order our sodas, which means that they're like Kickstarters, right? So each flavor will have like a meter and a minimum order quantity depending on a lot of things about that flavor. It depends. It could be different, whatever. When, let's say, we get to 500 orders, everybody gets charged. We're going to put the run into production. I think then there'll be like another 3 or 4 week grace period where more orders can come in, and then everything gets shipped. So, like Kickstarter, it might take months for you to get your soda, or weeks at least, but you will get them. And then we'll probably just start another drop on that flavor over again. I probably can't do international shipping for like a ton of reasons. Soda or soda pop? I don't know what the difference is, but here on the East Coast, it's soda. I should do kombucha. Fermented Izayake. Recreating brand name soda always does high numbers. People love clicking on brand names, Coke, Dr. P, etc. That's a cool idea, yeah. It might be fun for people to know how to do that, but like, anyway. It's not really what I want to do. I want to do the Perca-Colas. I want to do Sarsaparilla. I want to do more Nuka-Cola stuff. I want to do Slurm. I want to do that stuff. I want to do other original cocktail ideas, other original soft drink ideas I have. So we're doing that in 2025. Episode that I'm going to be shooting. But that doesn't mean that we're not doing cocktails. In fact, on Monday, I'm shooting an episode to be released next Friday called Hard Drinks for Hard Times, where I'm just going to make and look at the highest ABV cocktails I've ever made on the show. What is the model of carbonator you suggest? Oh, DrinkMate. I love the DrinkMate. It's really good. It is. Do I have one within reach? I probably do. I don't actually, which is funny. DrinkMate's the one to use. Do a Shirley Temple soda or a Roy Rogers. That's a cool idea. Team Fortress 2 does a surprising. Oh, okay. Bonk from TF2. Sure, I'll do that. Why not? The first soda I decided to tackle is this stuff called Beverly, and I am racking my brains trying to make this stuff. I did not realize that I probably set the bar way too high for myself. Oh, I hope your couch is coming together nice, Devin. What were you doing on the couch? How'd you break it? You know what I'm saying? You having a little too much fun on that couch? Nah? Couches are a good place for that. I have never seen Big Clive's SodaStream videos. I've been meaning to for forever. I apologize, but the stream today reminded me to join the Patreon. Oh, thank you, Jacob Hobie. I really appreciate that. Did you make Nuka-Cola from Fallout? Yeah, I did. I made it with Tim Kaine, the creator of Fallout. You should totally check that out. It was like the crowning achievement of my entire life. Here is one of the bottles of Nuka-Cola that we made. I also made Nuka Cherry and Quantum as well. It was like one of the, that was like, it's like meeting George Lucas or something. I can't get over it. You should check out his channel too, by the way. He's a really cool guy. His videos are awesome. I owe him another shout out because he did one of the nicest things ever to me, for me, and I don't think I've even mentioned it on my videos, but like I did a video on my other channel about the experience of finding Fallout in the store as like a 16-year-old when it came out and having it blow my mind and what that was all like in 1996. And he watched it and said, Greg, do you not have your original books and maps and all those things from the game? And I was like, no, man, I moved and like, I don't know, I didn't have a lifestyle that permitted me to save things like that growing up. And he sent me a Vault Dweller Survival Guide, an original boxed game, like a dev shirt that the developers wore during the production of the game. And it's just like the nicest thing ever. And I have it sitting there because I haven't figured out how to display it all yet. But what an unbelievable, just a prince, honestly. It's like the freaking best soda. Anyway, so go give him a shout out. And I'm definitely going to be bringing that up in future videos. How can you make me love him more? I don't know if I can. How about some riffs on Vigors? I would like to do those. I mean, that'd be fun. I don't know. I've been putting it off for forever and then been putting it off for so long that it's probably now utterly irrelevant. But why not? Everything about my life is utterly irrelevant. So those are some things that are working on. I'm working on Hard Drinks for Hard Times. I was thinking about doing some stuff on bottling cocktails. I kind of want to do that. I got to order some bottles for that. I want to do some stuff about kegging cocktails because I have the equipment to do it, so why not? Basically pre-batching your drinks and stuff like that. I just put my arm in something sticky. I'm going to mom it off. There was something bitter on my fingertips. Oh yeah, the grapefruit pith. The foraging cocktail niche. I don't recommend foraging. You need a cocktail soda pop or 100-year-old hipster sodies. That's a good idea. How would you feel about testing out someone else's prototype vodka brand blood orange juice mixed drink recipe? A recipe I'll try, but I can't accept anything that like a fan sends me to ingest. Thank you very much, Jesus Christ. I mean, JC. It says we should celebrate your first super on a live stream, so let's celebrate it. Celebrate good times, come on. Hey, in a former life, I used to work with Nile Rodgers a lot. That's true. That's true. Can you make... I had one of the most uncomfortable taxi rides in my entire existence with Nile Rodgers. Cheese soda, cheddar. Can you put that stuff, make your own hard seltzers because everyone else is trash? Yeah, I was an editor for the nonprofit that he was a big part of. And I worked a lot with Nile. Not so much with Nile, but he was around while I was working. Anyway. So, doing hard seltzers, that requires an entirely different process. I want to do the soft drink stuff first. When that's working really good, maybe I'll branch into doing alcoholic stuff. I know it seems really weird, but why would you do that, Greg? It makes so much more sense to do it the other way. It's just a different business that I don't know how or want to. I don't know how to get into it yet. I haven't done the research on it yet. I don't know that I want to get into it yet. I like that I can send you sodas direct to consumer. Thank you, Mort Rogue, and I'll see you there. I like that I can do soda direct to consumer in a way that I can't with hard alcohol. Because once you get, and even soft alcohol, once like the other stuff, the vodkas, the license to produce it, I'm not going to produce it. A co-packer's going to produce it, right? The issue is that I then have to have it distributed through only liquor stores, as far as I know, which, as a person, like, this is how I talk to you, and then now I have this product sitting on liquor stores, which means I have to stock it. I have to have mountains of this. It's like, it's a whole other business model that, frankly, I think is only, it's not really conducive to where I'm set up, how I'm set up. Rouge is French for red. That is true. You should do an episode. Oh, yeah. Mort Rouge, the Red Death. You should do an episode on drinks from bands, what Motley Crue or Iron Maiden would taste like. Ew, Dr. Feelgood. That episode would really resonate with me because I am an unironic Motley Crue fan, but I don't know about other people. Any interest in THC-infused cocktails and mocktails? I have a great interest in them. Such a movement towards infused drinks from people that have stopped drinking. I love that idea. There is a real weird irony about me doing them. I don't know how to review them because they take 40 fucking minutes to 90 minutes to really kick in. And so much of reviewing THC product is like reviewing the psychoactive effects because, you know, this strain, this blend, that hybrid, these terpenes, those terpenes, like that's actually the important part that you're reviewing. I don't think I'm qualified to describe in any objective way what kind of high I'm having. I don't think I'm that guy. I don't know that anybody's that guy, honestly. I don't know that anybody is that guy. So I don't, you know, the nano would help. I don't know what that means. Yeah, exactly. Imagine an episode where you have 8 THC seltzers. Hey guys, this has been How to Drink. Just holding on to the fucking bar. Yeah, so I think it's a cool idea. I just don't know how to do it actually. I don't think it's like content that's actually conducive to functioning, to making the show. Greg, why was that 7.5 hours of footage? I don't know. I just couldn't stop talking. In reality, I go to edit it and it's just this. Besides vodka, what's the most versatile spirit? Ooh. I'm going to say rum. Blair Witch vibes. Yeah. My friends made a movie on shrooms that was 12 hours long. I thought it was amazing. Oh, God, I hate that crap, man. Ugh. I hate that. Oh, God. I kind of want to see this. Did you remember Drugs Lab? I don't think it's a really weird. So you had to know to look for Drugs Lab on YouTube to find it because it was like, it was Danish content that technically I don't think is legal in the US, but you could watch it. And it was just these two people doing drugs in a lab. Oh, that's weird. There's such like Apple-y notes in this now. Apple notes. Oh, it definitely got banned. And the appeal of the show was that, like, you know, co-host lady was fucking hot. And then she would do cocaine and be like, I am getting very horny now. Like, and that was basically every drug. It would just be like, I'm getting very horny now. Greg's off camera getting a seltzer. Greg's off camera getting a seltzer. Old YouTube, huh? Old YouTube. It was a wild time. Oh, thank you, Monkey Queen. Drugs Lab is coming back. I mean, it probably could. Have I ever made Screech? I've never tried Screech. I've never tried it. I should do that one. God, I was just actually on the phone with one of my cousins up there. And I haven't talked to those guys in years, but I do an impression of how they talk. And people are always like, they're Irish? And I'm like, well, kinda. And it was very gratifying to be back on the phone with my cousin and be like, yep, I nailed that impression. That is on the money. I haven't developed object permanence yet. Oh, this is other Greg. He's back. A zombie is great. You can't improve. I can't improve on a zombie. A zombie? A zombie? No, it cannot be done. Are we done making extracts? Extracts are making. They're over there being made. They're happening. They have to take 24 hours. I think it's just a little bit more simple, I think, and also a little bit more bitters. I got to go to the site's website. I got to go to the website for these guys and see if I can get more of these. These are good. These are really good. Would you try being a pharma tester if the pay was good enough? Believe me, in my poorer days, I'm sure I looked into it. I had an idea, actually, when I thought I was going to be a filmmaker, for a romantic comedy about a couple that met in a drug, like a test group for a drug, and it was affecting their, perceptions of each other and stuff. I wanted to write romantic comedies. Let me just scroll back up a bit. Hey guys, this has been How to Drink. Demonic Hissing. It's probably one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. Oh. Why would anyone on earth prefer an old fashioned with sugar cube instead of a syrup? I don't know. Some people like the texture. They say kind of like chewing on it. Oh, the cardamom ones. Yeah. The bitters that are good. Crude bitters. Small batch bitters. It's cardamom and caramelized raisin bitters. But there's a big X on it. So I think that they might just be called X, this particular one. It's beautiful. It's wonderful stuff. You like that movie about the drug test couple? Greetings, Finland. I would say hey do, but Finnish is a different language. So I've done many medical studies as a young man who needed extra money. Pay can be very good. Oh, that's good to know. Since you've been talking about Tim Kaine earlier, how about drinks inspired by Vampire the Masquerade bloodlines? I don't know, different drink for each clan or something? Oh. Yeah. Just Vampire the Masquerade drinks. Because it's TTRPG, right? Boy, is that good. Root beer and rum. I'm not that into it. Root beer and rum. Experimental. Crude is the company. Limited edition from them. Well, I better keep them. I better not let them go because they're really good. Has some, Putin Irish. It tastes like pure gasoline. I bet I would love Putin. Or I don't know how you pronounce it. All this time I thought it was Slanty, and now I find out it's Slanch. I don't know. I don't know from Irish. Chicago by night with a Bruja back. Bruja or Bruja? We always pronounce it Bruja, but I think it's Bruja. Can you have BLM back and do an almond cocktail? I'm going to say Brendan Lee Mulligan. I don't know. I could ask him. Greg, I'm reading Neuromancer, and it's super good. Any Cyberpunk Rex? I'm not that. A soiled kimono from A Very Merry Christmas next year. Okay, maybe. I've heard root beer and rum is called the Batman. It's so dang sweet. What's poppin', brother? You ever played Escape from Tarkov? I haven't. Since you were doing more sodas in 2025, you're going to do your own root beer? I might. My favorite spirit is rum. Garbage Pail from Chicago. Vodka, Malort, Grappa, Kool-Aid Red. Sassy Sarsaparilla. Yeah, I like that idea. Really? Drugs Lab posted a video a month ago that they're back? Wow. I wonder how that's going to work. Yeah, do the Gibson. I mean, Gibson is really all I've read. What's your favorite real cocktail that you can order at a bar? I would get an improved whiskey cocktail generally if I'm at the right bar. I would probably get a Last Word if I'm at a bar that would make such a thing. I will also frequently just ask the bartender what they would like me to make me. So you should do a drink from every city in Skyrim. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be soft. Oh, the cheap bottle and bond bourbons are all fine, but Old Grandad is the best one. Guaro and Fenta is great. Costa Rican classic. You should remake Jasta. It needs to exist again. What is Jasta? Is it Shasta? Because I know about Shasta. I think that's still around. Yeah, I kind of read like the first 2 chapters of Snow Crash, but it was like one of those books that was like in a bed and breakfast on a shelf somewhere that I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I put it down or something. Have you ever had real straight Applejack? So, do you mean Jack distilled apple cider? Or do you mean like Laird's apple brandy, which is an apple joke? Do you like regular Appleton Estate? It's fine rum. First time comment on a live stream. Hello, thank you, welcome. Question in Reco. Have you ever seen the anime called Bartender Glass of God? It might be up your alley in terms of passion for bartending. I haven't seen it. I guess I have to check it out. It's just a suggestion. Jasta was a guarana-infused cola made by Pepsi at the height of the era of Jolt. And guarana, if I'm not mistaken, is a natural source of caffeine. Have you tried Marula Liqueur from South Africa? You ever find yourself in the Denver area, check out Talnua Distillery. They're making the first Irish single pot distillery in the U.S. Okay. Hello, just got on. How long we been live? I don't know, a while. Best cheap spirits from every category. Ooh. It is illegal to Jack distill liquors. That is true for market, yes. But obviously you can do whatever you want at home. I was actually at a brew pub in Lake Placid when I was a younger man, and they had Ice Axe, they called it, which was Jack distilled beer, and it was like 20%. Tried Old Granddad, bit too much spice. Oh man, I don't know if it's a high rye. It might be. I just like that Old Granddad B.I.B. Mixes well. I don't know about sipping it. I'm not like a sipper. I mean, look, like I said earlier in the stream, I drink less than you think I do, and I'm kind of a wimp. OGD is a higher rye. Good to know. I haven't like made anything with rye in a while, and I kind of forgot that I love it. Ever survey Amaros from America? No, I haven't. Ooh, that's wonderful. Thank you for the Nomad Lounge recommendation on Animal Kingdom. Oh, that's awesome that you loved it. That's a great spot. I know you favor Mr. Black for coffee liqueurs, but have you ever done an episode about them? There's Kahlua, of course, and then Tia Maria, Mr. Black, and also Grand Brûlot. And I even think I have a coffee. Yeah, I could do something like that. I went from lightweight to featherweight. Yeah, I did say that actually recently because they put me on brain candy. I'm on 300 milligrams of time-release Lamictal every day to treat my temporal lobe epilepsy that I found out I have. And my doctor says, no, it's fine. It doesn't interact with alcohol. You can drink all you want. You're just going to be very drunk, which is true. I was gifted a bottle of Bachte for Christmas. Have you ever had it? I don't even know what the fuck it is. No. Bachte? A mix of rye and brandy made by a founder of Whistlepig. Huh. It sounds like something European. Bachte. I have no idea. Your doc said skill issue and sent you on your way. Not really. not exactly. I did an episode on Valhalla A. I did an episode on the drinks of Valhalla A. It was fun. Thank you, The Wolf Who Loves You. The Wolf Who Loves You. You should check it out because you're going to like it. Those drinks are cool. I was very happy with the way that episode came out. Allen's Coffee Brandy. I got to get my hands on it. I know. It's kind of not so easy to get. I'm a fan of St. George's Coffee Liqueur if you haven't tried it. I have tried it. I did it in an episode. Have I played much of Hades 2? I haven't played it at all. Oh, man. A glass and a half of champagne is going to put me in a migraine territory. I do not like champagne. It gives me a headache real bad. Bachte sounds like kapla from the Klingon. Yes, of course. Kapla. Kapla. To the undiscovered country. I was given grape-flavored vodka for Christmas, and I have no idea what to do with it. Grape vodka? What the fuck? Trader Vic's is a coffee liqueur. I didn't know that. What are your thoughts on the economic crisis in Sri Lanka and how we can address it? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously there's a real import-export imbalance in Sri Lanka that's going to have to be addressed. But I think that the leadership there is, I don't know anything about the fucking economic crisis in Sri Lanka. What do you think I am? I gotta go away now. I think I should wrap this up soon enough, but I'm still having a fun time hanging out with all my friends out there in the YouTube land. I just gotta pee again. Hey. Try it with Screwball. What do you want me to do with Screwball? I think I got a bottle of that garbage around here somewhere. Hold on. Do I? Or did I clean a sink with it? All right, I'm crawling around down here. Hang on. Oh, that's a cool idea. I don't know. I don't know if I have a bottle of that fucking Screwball shit. I would have put it here, I think. I did have it, he says from off camera. I just don't know what happened to it. And it's possible I looked at it when I was moving and said, I will never use this. Ah, my knees. Oh, my God. My knees. I got fucked up knees, gang. My knees are fucked up. I got full thickness delaminating cartilage tears in my knees. You got those? Yeah. Oh, bumping into things over here. Screwball. I might have put it down there in my sweet liqueur zone. Oh boy. Very good for my knees. Why am I even trying to find this shit? Well, you know, you kids with your Screwball. Right down on the floor here. Go down here on the floor. We hates it. We hates the Screwball. What has I got in my pockets, he says. Sorry. I'm back. Okay. Hi. Whew, my fucking knees, man. It wasn't, I have ability to thank you for seizure free my brain surgery a little longer, and oh man, that's awesome. It's such a cheap date now, Eric Money. Yeah. I never had seizures. That's why I didn't know I had epilepsy. So I had this idea. This is Private Preserve. No, I think Screwball tastes like peanut butter. I have a Ron del Barrito rum. Actually, I'm probably looking at it right now if I poke around over there. I don't like, it doesn't mix well. Please, the entire episode is going away. So this is Private Preserve, and I was just thinking about this the other day. So I think, so if you like, and this has got a big cloud of mold in it, so I should probably dump that out. This was, I don't know why that grew in, I guess, whatever. It's just citric acid and water. But let's, let's use something a little less ugly for this demonstration. So, Private Preserve is a can of argon, essentially. That's all it is, which is heavier than oxygen. And what you do is you take this little straw and you put this in here, and it's for wine. And it prevents the wine from oxidizing. You put your little straw in there. And the idea is that you would take this, and since it's heavy, it doesn't come out. You just go, and you get the oxygen out. And you cork it, okay? And so now there's like no oxygen touching that simple syrup. And I've been thinking about how, like, well, one of the problems with pre-juicing lemons and limes and citrus for your party is that it oxidizes. Well, what if I did that? What if I put that in there and now it's not in oxygen? Would it oxidize or would it lengthen it? Then I thought, wouldn't it be neat if you could design a bottle so that you could put a chamber, like an amount of argon in there and have it stay in there when you pour it so that it would always be in there and you could just keep it on the shelf or something? Excuse me as I burp. And then I realized we already have that bottle because if I put a speed pour on this and turn it upside down, the argon is up here now and this sucker's pouring and it's breathing in air. But the air there's already some air in here. And now the air is going to go to the other side of the argon. And if I turn it right back over, we're going to have argon and some amount of air in here, right? And I think I want to do an experiment with that because I think that's actually going to allow you to like keep a fridge full of lime juice. I'm really interested in that. Happy New Year's, says Prescription Bourbon. Nope, it's not a sign that you did anything wrong if you have crystals forming in your simple. In fact, I've got crystals all over this one, if you look. It just does that. It's high enough in solution that you could make, the sugar content is high enough that you can make rock candy. It's just, it means that you've got some kind of nucleation points in there. Probably your bottle wasn't perfectly clean, or all of your sugar wasn't perfectly dissolved, or you're using a sugar that has a little bit more impurities in it, and so you're giving it nucleation points to form crystals. If, you know, in a perfect like laboratory environment, it shouldn't do that, but reality is reality. All you got to do is reboil it, and you can dissolve it right back up. You should do that because as you, as those crystals form, the sugar is coming out of the solution, and the stuff that's liquid is getting closer and closer to water. So, I've not used date sugar. Why not have an adjustable bottom that you can burp or compress the air out of? Use a tank with a tap. That's a fun idea too. An adjustable bottom you can burp or compress the air out of. I don't know. I don't follow what you're saying. Been watching for a while. Will you do moonshine stuff? What do you want me to do with it? I can go to the store and I can buy stuff called moonshine, and the comments are going to be filled with people saying, if you pay taxes on it, it ain't moonshine. Fine. And then what am I make moonshine and go to prison, or am I going to go down to West Virginia and find moonshine? Like, I don't know. What do you want me to do with the moonshine? Are you saying you can reboil Demerara after 4 weeks and it'll be good for another 4 weeks? Yeah, absolutely. What you're going to have to do is here's what's going to happen. You're going to take your sugar, the liquid, you're going to pour it out. You're going to get it hot and boiling. You're going to pour it back into the bottle, shake it real good without burning your hands, and the crystals are going to come loose. Pour it back into the pan again and boil it, because you got to get those crystals are stuck to the inside of that bottle. When they come out, they're not going to dissolve all the way. You got to get them back into the pan and heat them up again. Come from a long line of bootleggers and tobacco farmers. I bet you do. Anyway. Jungle Bird riffs. Any favorites? Hey, I should come up with one. I haven't had a lot of Jungle Bird riffs. There's so many cocktails out there, and I can't try them all. I just can't. Okay. Thank you, Mort Rouge. I don't know where you sent it, but I'll figure it out. Meredith wants me to do the every state cocktail thing. What if you want your sugar crunchy? Then leave it crunchy. I made one this fall with an apple cider in place of pineapple juice. Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. In Chem Labs, you can put an argon balloon with a needle through the cork after you fill the bottle with the argon. That way, argon pressure is always positive. I've thought about that. I had the idea, I visualized, this was a shower thought. I was thinking about this balloon idea. The thing is like, if I need to invent a new bottle for it, it's not going to happen. What's your favorite comfort drink for when you're in a bad mood? I got to tell you something. I don't drink when I'm in a bad mood. I don't know that, God damn it, I need a drink right now is a healthy place to be. So I try not to be that guy. Where do you find a link to the Discord server? I genuinely don't know how to answer that question. I'm so sorry. I joined today. Bourbon to whiskey, I got 119 yellows. Amazing. Oh, that's awesome. Do whiskey rankings. You know what? So here's the thing. Biden is a loser. First off, I mean, he didn't even run. How can he lose if he didn't run? But now you've made me read your name. Fuck you. But so here's the thing about doing whiskey rankings. First off, I'm not really qualified. Secondly, it's very subjective. I'm not, I don't know that I have the capacity to give you really objective tasting notes on neat whiskeys. I'm not that guy. And the other thing is I don't want to step on someone else's toes. That is the purview of the whiskey tribe. That's their territory. If I start horning in on that, I would just be a scumbag move, honestly. I try to be a good neighbor. You ever tried the soda called Dr. Enif? I may have. I don't remember. Favorite teas or coffees? My favorite coffee is, there's a local roaster that I've been buying my coffee from for years, and this guy's got like some fucking, he's got this roast on a Chiapas that cannot be beat. At one point I thought he might have died because I thought his store just seemed closed to me for months, and I was really upset for many reasons. Where did I find the paintings? My wife bought them on Etsy. They're old paint by numbers from like the 40s that somebody did, and you know, they're like garage sale things. So they're just vector art at the end of the day. Angel's Envy, okie dokie. I stopped consuming alcohol, but I love the bourbon so much I miss mixing. What would you recommend for my situation? I never started drinking alcohol again. Well, 90 Fox, start making soft drinks. And Darcy O'Neill is the guy for that. Go check out Art of Drink. Also, I would say make soup. This is gonna sound really incredibly stupid, or cook. The thing that I like about cocktails is the instant feedback. You put the ingredients together and you immediately know if it works or not, and if you can fix it or how to fix it, right? Like it's like comedy. It's like being on stage and you either got the laugh or you didn't. It's right there. Soup is like that. I love making soup because if I'm cooking and I'm mixing, I mean, you can, soup changes as it cooks, but basically you put the ingredients into the soup, the broth, and that's the soup, and you can play with it on the thing, okay? So, soup. Make soup. Cooking is good too. Grunkle Stan explains soup. Gazpacho is a cocktail of soups. Mwah. How did we get to soup? I don't know. This is soup I'm bringing home for my family. Incoming 2025, how to soup Patreon. There's many cocktails that use soup broth. I guess there's a couple. HTD soup episode when? Soup is the bee's knees. Okay, guys, I think I've been doing this long enough. I gotta go to the bathroom, and that's probably my cue to call it a night here. Oh, we've been doing this for 2.5 hours. Yeah, 2 hours and 53 minutes. 3 hours is enough. That's enough. Yeah, I did a soup thing. That was rough. Go have soup. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm going to try to do... Okay, so just to recap, things that are coming in the new year. First off, get on my Patreon. Keep this show going. Otherwise, the show will die. Go to htdapp.com. Get the HTD app on your phone so that you can use this show as your own personal cocktail guide. And also yell at me in the Discord that I'm doing it wrong. That's fine, too. And you'll get access to the Patreon Discord. That's all through the How to Drink Patreon. And also, you know, the support of this show is through viewers like you. Other things that are coming. Next week, I'm shooting an episode called Hard Drinks for Hard Times. I want to do episodes on storing cocktail, or on pre-batching cocktails, bottling cocktails, kegging cocktails. I got more, I don't know. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot of ideas yet, but they're coming. I got to do soft drink stuff in the HTD lab, which if you're just tuning in, there it is. That's the lab I built. And I could go over there right now, but I'm not going to. We're going to be doing soft drink stuff. I'm going to be selling you those soft drinks at drinksoda.com. And thank you for your time, Toby Rogers. And that's kind of what's up right now. Also, I have this other channel called Greg from HTD, and I keep telling myself I got to do something with it, and I do. So I have a New Year's intention. I'm not even going to say a resolution. I'm going to attempt to do more content over there. So yeah, I should do. I have the centrifuge. I haven't figured out exactly what to do with it yet. I don't have any new ideas for the centrifuge that other people haven't done, and that's kind of like a thing for me. I got to be doing something new. Anyway, or close to new. Thank you guys so much. Thank you all of you who subscribed or who even thought about subscribing. I hope you're having a wonderful new year. I am hoping I can remain a part of your new year. And I am looking forward to mixing drinks with you and all kinds of stuff. And just, I hope you're having a beautiful time. A beautiful, beautiful time. And I will see you very soon in another episode of HTD. I will see you on Friday in another episode of HTD. Good night and good luck. And I hope you're having a great one. Thank you.